was acting cool, cuz.
What?
Nigga, what's up? How gangster are you, cuz?
Hey.
I don't fuck with you, cuz. You disrespecting me. I don't fuck with you, cuz. You disrespecting me. I go hard, cuz.
Hey everyone, I hope you guys are doing good. Come on in. It has, I feel like I have not been on here in so long. It's been a lot going on these past few days. Hey everyone. I'm actually early. The stream was not supposed to start till 4. I never told y'all 3:15. I just put it up. But I'm here on time, so y'all not gonna do that talking about T, you about 30 minutes. No, I'm on time, okay? It was a 4 o'clock stream, but I hope everybody's doing good. It's so good to see you guys. Oh my gosh, it's been a lot. I swear, this has been just, I can't believe summer's almost over. As you guys see, my baby Lion is behind me. He's back. Why? Because it's what? Leo season, okay? It's time for us to turn up. It's our season. I posted a bunch of stuff on Instagram. And I'm super excited for it. So, shout out Leo gang. Hey, okay? So my birthday is next week. It's not today. It's the 29th. And then I'm having a big Leo bash. But even before we get into the Leo bash, I have had a really amazing summer. Like, if you guys are on the Discord, you guys know I've been through a lot this year. You know what I'm saying? Like, just the past few months. Spiritual battles, just dealing with nonsense. And so just thank you to everybody who's just really send me words of encouragement, text messages. I've been through a lot of like just spiritual warfare. And, just coming out of that and starting to feel better. And I went out to lunch yesterday with my oldest son and we were just, chopping it up and stuff. And he's like, you've really been outside. He's like, I'm proud of you. You've really just gotten out the house, doing you, traveling. And it has like just been such a blessing, like just going to New York, back and forth, going to the Diddy trial, meeting so many wonderful people in NYC. And then, hooking back up with my friends in Atlanta. Because sometimes you don't realize that you've been kind of away from the scene until like, you like, damn, I can't believe I ain't been back here in like a whole year. So it's just been wonderful to be back with my friends and we just been having an amazing time. That's why I've been flying back and forth to Atlanta like every other week. And so my boy called me like, okay, what we doing Sunday? And I'm like, I don't have nothing planned. I'm just sitting here in Minnesota bored. They're like, oh, we going to the Beyonce concert. So, shout out to y'all for getting me down there. We went to the Beyonce concert to see Cowboy Carter. You guys saw the pictures and the videos. I had a wonderful time. I did. The outfit was outfitting, okay? The after party, shout out to Miss Tori Williams. Her after party at the Players Alliance was lit as hell. We met so many cool people there. I had a really good time after the Beyonce concert. And shout out to the goofies who thought I paid $5,000 for tickets. I don't know where y'all thought that was, but I did not. Y'all didn't see me on the floor next to Beyonce. I was on the first level, okay? I'm not paying $5,000 for a billionaire, okay? I'm not going to do that. But I did go to this show, and it was cool. It was just really nice to, like, get out and see something and just be around all that energy. And when I tell you, ATL, y'all wasn't playing. Them outfits ate. I know my outfit ate, but a lot of outfits that I saw ate. Like, ATL showed out. They did. They showed out. Like, I was loving it. It was so cool just running across so many people and seeing their creativity. So I had a good time. Then I got an invite to Tiny's birthday party. So I went there Monday, and that was fun. That was really cool. To people asking, that was not me and T.I. in a picture together. That was T.I.'s son, Messiah, a.k.a. Buddy Red. They look just alike, but that was not T.I., okay? T.I. was with his wife. That was his son. And Buddy is so sweet. His kids have always been really cool, but he's so sweet. And I was like, I'm really loving the fact that you are stepping outside of what people would be used to you doing. Like, I like the fact that he's doing his disco thing, his 70s Jimi Hendrix thing. So, and I just like that. It's something different. Domani is rapping and doing his thing, totally different from what T.I. was doing. But Buddy Red, like, his energy is so funny. So it's like he had a whole plate of chicken he's eating. I was like, I need my picture with Buddy Red. He was like, okay, hold on. Let me go put my chicken away. So he went to go put it away and we got the picture and stuff like that. But I had a good time. It was just so nice to just run into so many people in Atlanta that I had not seen in like over a year. It just felt like a mini reunion, and it was just good to just get out the house. Like y'all know, Atlanta has always been my second home, so it just felt good to be just back around, Black excellence, Black folks handling their business, making moves, getting paper, you know what I'm saying? Not a bunch of hate and bickering and, that crab mentality. So it's just always nice to be down there. Yeah, so I'm just like grateful. So anyhow, so I flew back, what was this? Thursday. I didn't even know I had been in Atlanta that long. I was supposed to come back Tuesday, but then they kept making me push my flight back. We about to do this, we still kicking it. And then I had to do a photo shoot, and then I still had to find a venue for my party because I'm throwing my Leo bash in Atlanta. So we still had stuff to do. So anyhow, I flew back Thursday, and I had like a really big medical emergency. So I ended up in the hospital, like literally after I got here from Atlanta. I had to go to the ER. So I was in the ER for like a day. And then it was just a lot. Like a lot of stuff happened on the plane too that like messed with my ears. And y'all know I have real sensitive ears. So I just had ear surgery yesterday. So I've been going through it, bitch. I've been outside, inside, in hospitals, in surgery rooms, but now I'm back here on live, okay? And one thing I'm so grateful to God is that I do not look like what the fuck I've been through. Like, I know he's not done with me yet, because, child, I could have been the next Malcolm-Jamal, but, God is good. And so to hear that Malcolm-Jamal Warner died, like, that broke me, because he was such a sweet man. You never heard nothing bad about him. That's why I'm just telling y'all, I am a testimony, okay? Live your life to the fullest. Treat people right. Like, people don't understand everything that we work for in life. You can't take these houses, cars, money. You can't take none of that stuff with you, right? I always tell y'all that. And what you leave here on earth is what people have to remember you by. And people think that, you're just working to get things, but you're also working to like leave a legacy. You know what I'm saying? And so when I see the type of legacy that Malcolm-Jamal Warner has left and how many people like took his death as like personal, like a personal friend, like somebody I knew, like my homeboy from back in the day, the way like so many people were just crying and texting and, did you hear about Malcolm? And at the time I'm, in the hospital laid up, and I'm just like, this is crazy. But it just goes to show you, like, man, treat people right. Like, I that's the type of legacy I want. I want, like, whenever my story's over, I want that type of legacy. I want people to be like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? She was a dope person. She looked out for other people. She gave her all. She had a big heart. You know what I'm saying? So legacy is very, very important. It is. Life is short. That's why I go hard. I don't go down. Y'all know Leos go hard like we've never had a birthday. So that's just part of being a Leo. But because of like just what I go through anyways in my life with health and stuff like that, I go super hard. So for y'all who don't know, I did post the flyer. All the info is up. Hold on, let me share my chat real quick here. So that's my flyer. So I did my photo shoot. We took a lot of pictures that night. We were shooting till I think 1 a.m. And then I had to run to go catch the airplane the next day. But yeah, so I'm having a big Leo bash in Atlanta. Super excited. The pictures came out so dope. So shout out to Freddie. He always takes really good pictures. But so everything is posted. I think we're down to about 20 tickets if I'm not mistaken. So make sure if you reached out, check your emails, check your DMs, you know what I'm saying, all that stuff. I'm not the one handling it. Marquis is, so shout out to her. She's dealing with all that stuff. I have other things I have to deal with, but she's getting all the invites and the RSVPs, all that stuff together. So, yeah. Thank you, guys. Y'all like the picture? Y'all know I had to have my little lion in there, honey. It sure did. So I just, I found that funny. So, I had to post that, the videos I was posting on Instagram. Let me see. This one had me cracking up out of all the Leo videos. This was funny. Like when I saw, I was like, I got to post this because, yeah, we do act like we've never had a birthday. Like, we really do. We going to do our big ones every time. Hold on. This one here. Let me close this out. Yeah, like this had me crack it up.
Hey, teach me how to plug it. Hey.
They're like Leos act like they've never had a birthday before. Yeah, we do. And what y'all gonna do about it? Nothing. We gonna act every year like we've never had a birthday. Okay, that's what we do. So shout out to all the Leos celebrating their birthday, the July and the August Leo. Shout out to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Another year around the sun. God is so good. You know what I mean? So I'm grateful for every year I am here. And just to, be with my audience and just my people who support me and go hard for me. So thank you guys so much for just all the well wishes and prayers and everything else. Oh yeah, so before we get on to the whole Malcolm-Jamal Warner situation, I do want to say this real quick. So I did talk to somebody, contact me today from Wendy Williams' team. They wanted to talk to me and just kind of explain to me a lot of the stuff that Wendy has been going through. I guess Wendy wanted to reach out to me as well, so she had them reach out to me first. And so there's going to be a lot of news coming down the pipeline about Wendy. And basically, there's lawsuits coming. A lot of the things that she's been through, misdiagnoses, a lot of greedy people with their hands in the pot, a lot of mismanagement. And I think one thing I took away from the conversation, it was like an hour-long conversation. A lot of us are new money, right? Influencers, podcasters, TikTokers. Like I've always said, when they created social media, it was never for the average man and woman to get out of poverty, right? We were supposed to just be creating content for free and, whatever, and still going through those Hollywood doors. But a lot of us were able to create our own lane, get a bag, and everything else. So once her story does come out, I don't know if I'm going to be the one to tell it, but once more information comes out of her story, understand that this can happen to anyone. Understand that you can go through a situation, you can have a health issue, get into a car accident, and somebody can determine that, you don't have the mental capacity to all of a sudden handle what you worked for your whole life. So I think that's what I'm taking away from her story. It's really sad that this is this Black woman's legacy, is that she's having to fight a bunch of greedy people for the money that she earned, for, the work that she put in over the years. So it's a lot of stuff coming out. So it was just really good to talk to this person. Like I said, I can't spill too much, but I just want you guys to be aware that there's going to be more information coming out about Wendy Williams. Lawsuits, just a lot of shady things that were done to her. And I'm hoping, she's able to fight and win back her money, win these lawsuits, and, maybe one day get back in that purple chair. Because let's keep it real, Wendy crawled so all of us could run. If there wasn't a Wendy Williams, there wouldn't be a Lovely Tea, there wouldn't be a Shade Room, there wouldn't be so many people, that also spill tea, do commentary and stuff like that. So I just wish her the best, and I just hope everything ends up working out for her and her family. So I just wanted to say that real quick here. So shout out to everybody in. How many people we got in here so far? Okay, we got over 3,000 people in here. Come on in, y'all. So let's go ahead and talk about what's going on with Malcolm-Jamal Warner. Because it seems to be like different stories that are now coming out. And it's crazy because now they're saying, first they said he went on a swim by himself. Now they're saying that his daughter was with him. And they were both at the water swimming together, and the daughter was saved. Let's see here. Looks like there's another update 50 minutes ago. TMZ has another update. Okay, let's see. TMZ just updated something else, so let's look at this really quick here. Okay. So TMZ is saying Malcolm-Jamal Warner's beach where he died had clear signs. Let me hit play, see what they have. Okay, I guess some type of red flag. They're saying the Costa Rican beach where Malcolm-Jamal Warner tragically drowned was clearly marked with bold warning signs about rip currents and high drowning risk. We've obtained photos showing multiple signs posted at the beach's main entry point, including warning signs of high risk of drowning and notices of rip currents all year. Okay, so that's the most recent. I'm trying to find the story. Let me look here real quick, because they had another one about supposedly he was swimming with his daughter. But to me, that doesn't even make sense, because as a parent, if you're seeing all these warning signs, why would you take your daughter out to sea? Okay, here it is, Philadelphia News. Okay. Let's watch this really quick. This whole death is just, it's really sad. It's really sad.
Details now in the drowning death of actor Malcolm-Jamal Warner. Police in Costa Rica say the Cosby Show star was swimming with his 8-year-old daughter at a beach on Sunday when surfers spotted them struggling. The surfers dove in to help. One surfer used his board to bring Warner's daughter to safety. And then a lifeguard pulled Warner and another surfer to shore.
The local surfer happened to be here and immediately went in and was able to find Mr. Warner, unfortunately, below the surface, near the floor of the ocean. Was able to pull him to the surface and...
But it was too late for the 54-year-old actor. 2 doctors also happened to be at the beach and gave Warner CPR for 45 minutes.
Wow.
But they could not revive him.
Loss of a great actor, but you really think his daughter just witnessed something that was super traumatic, and I hope that she gets all the help.
That is so sad. So as we see, more information is coming out. But again, it still doesn't make sense, because, you know, like as a parent, especially with an 8-year-old, it's not like she's 18, she's a small child. You know, I mean, I don't know how good of a swimmer he was, if he thought, you know, it wasn't that bad, but it's just really sad. It's really sad. So, yeah, and that's the thing sometimes when you're on vacation, you know, because things are very beautiful and they look pristine and it's these beaches and, you know, we just want to break away from our normal day-to-day. Sometimes we don't look at being on vacation as it could be something dangerous. You could not come back from vacation. So that's just extremely sad. So now what's really insane is that, if you guys don't know, there's been this huge debate on TikTok in like the esoterical prophetess community. So there's this lady named Prophetess Celestial. And so she had a prophecy like 2 years ago that Malcolm-Jamal Warner was going to die. So this has been going viral all over social media. And then other people who be prophesizing stuff are like calling her out. It's like all this back and forth on TikTok. So it's just kind of crazy. This is like going viral right now with this lady. And I don't know what made her, you know, say that Malcolm-Jamal Warner was going to pass. The whole thing is weird to me. But we're going to watch the first video that she did was from 2 years ago. And then she did an updated video once it went viral. So we're going to watch this. Give me just a second here. This is her first prophecy or whatever.
From their places. D.L. Hewley will die. Bill, from July 2022, and the Lord simply said, Jamal Warner will die. The stars will be taken away. The stars of Hollywood and every industry on earth will fall from their places. D.L. Hewley will die. Bill Cosby will pass away. The time to clear the firmament has come. No man will be tolerated up here. And so Malcolm-Jamal Warner lost his life yesterday, July the 20th, in Costa Rica, where he accidentally drowned while he was on holiday with
Okay, I'm sorry. This was the updated video. The other one was the first one from 2 years ago, but we're just going to finish watching this.
his family. But the first time that God told me he would be taken away is July the 17th, 2022. And I just felt sad hearing it. But what God is saying is that the so-called famous people that everyone feels, why does Celestial always prophesy to famous people? I'm prophesying to the famous people because you who are not famous, God is giving you time. God is setting an example for you. Even in the Bible, in 1 Peter 4:17, it says that judgment begins at the house of God. The time has come when judgment must begin at the house of God. And in God's eyes, the world is not first. The house of God is first. So in common parlance, I guess you could say that in God's eyes, the world is the people and the church is the names. We are God's people called to his side who are supposed to be getting to know him in spirit and in truth and walking in his laws, being a bright light in the whole earth for him instead of being the befuddling darkness of compromise and lies, complacency.
Okay, I can only listen to so much of this. Let's keep it real. The reason why you are saying celebrity names and, oh, why is God always bringing me celebrity names when it comes to death? Because you know celebrity names, it's going to go viral. Nobody, if she was to be like, oh, Raheem Henry is going to die on July 2nd. People, who's Raheem Henry? Like, nobody, not saying that nobody would care. How many of us know a Raheem Henry? I don't. But if you say a celebrity name, people, you know, that's going to make people's ears perk up. That's going to make people come watch you on TikTok. That's going to make people, you know, listen more to what you have to say because you've attached a celebrity to it. I mean, that's common sense, right? So, like I said, this is causing a lot of controversy on TikTok. Now, there's another prophetess. She kind of went off about the situation as well. So this was the first video that, we're not even gonna watch it for. I don't care. She also tried to say that Dame Dash was gonna die, Beyonce, like, okay, girl. So this other lady, she goes viral every now and then. I like some of her videos. She went off. So we're gonna watch Prophetess Jasmine. So it's almost like the War of the Prophetesses. So what in the holy hell is going on here? So let me go ahead and bring her on here. Give me just a second. All right, so this is Jasmine.
If you take joy in someone passing away and says that it was prophecy from God, that's witchcraft. Celestial made a video last year and said that Malcolm-Jamal Warner would pass away. And she said that it was a prophecy that the Lord had given her. Since he has passed away, that video has surfaced the internet. The words that she spoke last year over this man's life was not a prophecy. We should never take pleasure or gloat in someone passing away. And what's worse about it is because she made a video saying that that prophecy that she spoke last year, it was fulfilled. That word that she spoke was witchcraft. That was not a prophecy that was given by God. False prophets can be accurate to a certain degree. You are bewitched if you think that it is okay to boast in someone passing away and saying that it's a prophecy from God. You are bewitched if you think it's okay to believe someone that thinks it's okay to boast in the passing of someone. Celestial is a false prophet and she's a witch. And the words that she claimed to be a prophecy last year was not a prophecy from God. And you are bewitched and your heart is wicked if you follow her and even agree that what she said against this man is okay. He lost his life and his family is grieving. And there's nothing okay about that. If you take joy.
All right, let me come back on the screen. So like I said, this has been the debate on TikTok now because these two prophetesses. Again, I don't find it funny, like people who try to predict. This happened a few years ago, if y'all remember, in the Nigerian community. Remember when Davido's son passed away, he drowned? And remember, there was a pastor that said that this was going to happen, I believe, like maybe 6 months before Davido's son passed away. And he was saying that Davido needs to repent and, you know, he's going to lose one of his children. And then the son died. And then everybody ran back to the pastor like, you were right, you were right. Again, anybody can throw things at the wall and it could stick. But I don't look at that as prophecy, because my thing is, if you have a pure heart, why are you even trying to prophesy somebody's death? I think that that's just weird to me. Like, why is that something? You need to be worried about how you're living your life. Because at the end of the day, death is going to come for everybody. Okay, nobody. That's one thing that, as much as these tech billionaires are struggling to cheat death, you know, y'all see my latest deep dive that I did. Death is going to come for everybody, no matter how rich, poor, young, old, black, white, whatever. So I don't understand, like, why that's even a thing. Why are you not, if you're so into God and you're so godly, why are you just not worried about focusing on living your life and being the best version of you that you can be, as opposed to sitting around prophesizing when this celebrity is going to die? And then when that celebrity dies, it's like, it's your aha moment. Like, I told y'all 2 years ago he was going to die, and he died. Yeah, well, that wasn't you. That was God's plan. It was his time to go. But there's like a whole, it's weird. I don't get it. I don't know why this is even a thing on social media, but there's like a whole like rabbit hole subgenre of when, you know, these supposed celebrities are going to pass, you know? So I just think that I can't take her seriously. I don't think it's a good thing. And like, you know, the old saying goes, when you're trying to dig a grave for somebody, make sure you dig two. You know what I'm saying? One for that person and yourself. So she might want to be careful trying to prophesize people's deaths and stuff like that, because she could be speaking her own, you know, which is just scary. But also on top of Malcolm-Jamal Warner passing, we also had Ozzy Osbourne passing. You know, and I'm not going to act like I'm a big Ozzy Osbourne fan. I did love the Osbournes. You know, I'm a kid of the 90s. That was the first major reality TV show. That was my show. I think I watched every episode of the Osbournes. You know, so condolences to Kelly, Jack, their oldest daughter. I forget her name, but they do have an older one. And then Sharon. But, you know, Ozzy Osbourne was also, you know, the Prince of Darkness. You know, he definitely dabbled in the dark arts. He pushed a lot of satanic, occultic stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's not for me to judge. That's between him and his maker. But, you know, rest in peace to Ozzy Osbourne as well. I think for me, I liked him better in his older age. Like, I know him from the reality TV show. I don't know him from Black Sabbath. I never got into their music. It was very dark. I don't listen to, like, heavy rock and roll. That's just not my thing. I just know him from the reality TV show. Sharon! I used to love that when he would call her name, Sharon! That was my show. Like, I swear, me and my ex-husband, we were hooked on the Osbournes. That was our show. So I don't know him as the Prince of, you know, fucking darkness, like he used to say. But I know he had a lot of fans, and he did his final concert, I think, like earlier this month. So, you know, rest in peace to him as well. He passed. So, you know, it's sad. It's a lot of death going on. That's why it's just like, bro, you got to live every moment like it's your last, and really, you know, really treat people right. You know what I'm saying? Because death is coming for a lot of people out here in these streets. Also, that y'all was telling me to talk about the Annabelle man. Now, y'all remember we've been talking about Annabelle over here. The Annabelle doll had went on some devil tour. She caused a bunch of havoc in Louisiana with the prisoners escaping and the plantation catching on fire. So the guy who's in charge of taking care of the Annabelle doll, he was found dead last week in his hotel room. So a lot of people have been talking about this as well. So I want to hit on that really quick. This whole Annabelle situation. I know Crime and Law talked about it too. Let's watch this video here. Let me share my screen. So it's a lot going on, child.
Tonight, tragedy at a stop on the nationwide tour of the supposedly possessed Annabelle doll. One of the doll's handlers found dead in his hotel room at the age of 54.
Annabelle's next stop, guys. Augusta, Maine.
Dan Rivera, a lead investigator for the New England Society for Psychic Research, or NESPR, had been exhibiting the Annabelle doll around the country. His colleagues now mourning his death, writing, NESPR is devastated by his passing and is still coming to terms with this profound loss. The cause of death not yet revealed by investigators. The county coroner telling NBC that his death was nothing suspicious. Still, the decades of lore surrounding Annabelle causing a social media craze among those fascinated by the paranormal.
The Annabelle doll's handler, Dan Rivera, just died suddenly during a haunted tour.
Something his friend and fellow paranormal investigator Ryan Buell called out.
Dan Rivera was a human being and not a plot twist.
Annabelle recently made headlines when online rumors spread that the so-called demon doll had gone missing from its display case, usually secured by crosses and holy water.
The girl that he was with said that he was laughing about the doll when the motorcycle, just like the car, went out of control, hit a tree and killed him instantly.
Allegedly linked to decades of grisly deaths and paranormal activity.
The Annabelle doll is probably one of the most infamous dolls on the planet.
Tony Spera oversees the Annabelle doll. We spoke to him while the rumors were swirling back in May. He's the protege of paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren, depicted in the Conjuring movies by Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga.
Every family's different.
I think that the movies really made the celebrity, if you will, of the doll flourish. The doll is something to be respected, not revered.
Online, people connected her supposed powers to fires and even recent jailbreaks.
I just want to show you guys that Annabelle is in the Warren's Occult Museum.
And it was back in May when Dan Rivera tried to ease fears that the doll had been stolen in a post on TikTok.
Annabelle's not missing. She's not in Chicago.
Spera and his group not connecting Rivera's death to anything paranormal, but previously answering my question.
What do you say to the skeptics here who might not really believe that this doll has anything evil inside of it?
No, in a way, I don't blame people for being skeptical. If people don't know about the demonic, it's very difficult to believe that these things are happening, but they do happen.
The tragic death reigniting concern and fascination with the paranormal, as organizers say the tour, already steeped in superstition, will continue on in Rivera's honor.
We thank you for watching, and remember...
Okay, let me come back on screen. First of all, anybody still going to the tour, you're a mess. Sorry. The person who's handling the doll has now died. Now, they can try and clean it up all they want to, like, oh, it wasn't because of the doll. So you mean to tell me y'all are taking this doll on a hobo tour? This doll is known to have killed people on motorcycles. People who have come to see the doll have gotten hit by cars. I mean, y'all can go back and watch the original Ed and Lorraine tapes. They're all over YouTube. This doll is very sinister. But now that the handler is dead, all of a sudden it's, oh, he's human. Everybody dies. Nah, fuck that. Yes, everybody dies, but no, it's just very strange because y'all took this doll on tour when Edward and Lorraine said, do not ever take that doll from that location. And y'all decided to go against their wishes, take this doll on tour. Every city this doll has been in, it's been something strange has happened. And now the handler is dead and they want to kind of brush it off. They're only trying to brush it off and act like, oh, you know, he was human, he was going to die anyways. They're only saying that because they still want to sell tickets. And personally, I wouldn't go. I wouldn't go. I wouldn't be interested in being around that. Because like I always tell you, things hold power, right? Items, dolls, clothing, they hold energy. And they're saying that Annabelle has a spirit of a 6-year-old demon in it. It was like a little girl got hit like around the house where they found the Annabelle doll. It belonged to like a 6-year-old child. She was hit by a car. And they're saying that her spirit was placed in the doll or something like that. Just like the whole Chucky doll. I feel like, you know what I'm saying, dolls can have spirits in them and have spirits attached to them. And isn't it funny, that crazy lady, the one who did that McDonald's murder, remember, she kept trying to invoke the spirit of Chucky. She was dressed like Chucky, had the wigs and everything else. And what was Chucky? Chucky was a doll. If you watch the Chucky movies, he was a doll that was possessed that had a spirit inside of it. So it's very interesting that you had the girl who did the McDonald's murder who was, you know, invoking Chucky at every turn. And then now you have this Annabelle situation, like once again. So Yeah, it's crazy. And then also the guy from City High. I forget his name. He passed away too. I keep thinking Ryan, but it's not Ryan. Robbie of City High. And I remember watching him on A&E because he was like real distraught. He turned to alcoholism because his group mate Claudia Ortiz and Ryan, they got together and had a child, and he's the one who introduced them to each other, and he was initially dating Claudia. It was a messy love triangle. That's what kind of messed up City High, but that song still bangs. So rest in peace to him as well. Yeah, so it's been just so much going on. Like, it really has. Let me go ahead and read some of these super chats here that are coming in. Give me just a second. Kyra sent $4.99 says, another year of you going live on my birthday, Leo gang. I turned 26. Happy birthday to you. It's officially Leo season, girl. Enjoy your day. Let's see here. Tired of Toxic sent $4.99. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Kitty the Jackson sent $99.99. Thank you so much, Kitty. I appreciate you, sis. She says, happy Leo season, T, and all my Leo queens and kings. Her birthday is August 6th. Thank you so much, and happy early birthday to you. I hope you turn up with me at my birthday. So I know they have been trying to send you the ticket information. So when you get a chance, check your DMs. So I think that'd be nice. That'd be nice to turn up together for Leo season. So thank you so much, Kitty. Let's see here. Davi sent $4.99. Thank you so much, Davi. Appreciate you. J Mitch 08 says, happy Leo season. Thanks for going live. I'm sewing myself a dress for my Leo baby's first birthday. Oh, that's sweet. Well, happy birthday to your little club. So thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. Let's see here. Sharice sent $2 says, hey, T, I hope you're doing well. Happy Leo season. Thank you so much. I am doing much better. So thank you for checking in. C. Johnson says, happy birthday to the flyest Leo. Thank you. My birthday's next week, though. Tomorrow's my sister's birthday. So, yeah, we got 2 Leos in the family. So, my little sister's birthday is tomorrow, and then mine is on the 29th. So, yeah. But thank you for the super chat, love. TJ says, T, come back to Brooklyn. My people want to cook you some proper Jamaican food on Flatbush. I'm down. Because I do not like the food in New York. I've not found anything in New York that I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so good. So I do need to get out to like Brooklyn, like outside of Juniors, like really go into like the heart of Brooklyn. So I still want some good Caribbean food. I still have not found it in NY. But again, I was staying in Manhattan, so that's probably why. But thank you for the super chat. Shy B sent $50, says, hey, T, I hope you are well. I hope to meet you one day. Glad you're feeling better. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, love. Thank you for the super chat. Marnie sent $19.99, says, I appreciate you, Queen. You have no idea what your gems of wisdom mean. God bless you. Thank you so much, and I appreciate your comment so much. And I'm just glad that, you know, my little words of wisdom can help inspire people. So thank you, sis. Let's see here. Kanisha sent $10, says, T, just buy a condo and live in ATL with me. Happy birthday. No, everybody's trying to get me to buy property in Atlanta. No, I'm cool. If I want to go to Atlanta, I'll just jump on a flight. I don't want to have multiple properties, especially with everything that's going on right now with the economy. I don't want to get stuck, you know what I'm saying, being over my head in like financial debt. You know what I mean? I already have my house. So I'm cool. It's cheaper to just buy a plane ticket, get an Airbnb for like a week and kick it than to be stuck with mortgage and taxes in 2 different cities. So maybe if the economy gets better, but for now, I'll just fly to Atlanta when I need to. But thank you, sis. Let's see here. Sparky Haru says, Celestia on the thumbnail, she's a false prophet. Why couldn't she give an exact date and locations? Be wary of wolves in sheep's clothing. Exactly. And again, you see a lot of this with them talking about celebrities because they know it's going to get more clicks, more views. Whereas if they just say like a regular person's name, they know nobody's going to check for it. So it's always easier to make it go viral when you're saying a celebrity's name. But at the end of the day, it's people prophesizing celebrity deaths. I just think that's trash because it's nobody's place and nobody knows the exact time, date, any of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not buying it. But thank you for the super chat. Black Opal Jemson 499 says, I'm happy you are on early. I get to follow you live from Scotland. Sending you birthday greetings from a long silent tea sipper. Thank you so much. Shout out to all my Scottish tea sippers in the house. So thank you for the super chat, love. Appreciate you. CJ Canada Robinson 10 says, Happy Leo season T. I've been watching you since that nasty tampon girl went viral. Do you believe Jackie Christie was wrong for putting hands on her daughter? Because I do. That whole situation with Jackie Christie, we could talk about that real quick. Now, I haven't been watching Basketball Wives. I've been getting updates on it. And initially, I thought it was the dark-skinned daughter, the one that Jackie, hid from the public because she was ashamed of having a dark-skinned child. I initially thought it was her on the show having drama with Jackie. Then to find out it was the favorite light-skinned daughter that was on the show, to me, was crazy because bitch, you was the favorite child, okay, of Doug Christie and Jackie. From what I've seen in the clips, she's tried to turn Jackie's cast members against her. She's come in just doing way too much. And she attacked Jackie first. To me, I felt like Jackie was trying to diffuse the situation. She was trying to get her to walk out the room. But she put hands on Jackie first. And if y'all know anything about Jackie, Jackie don't play. One thing Jackie gonna do is throw hands. And at the end of the day, you have to respect your parents. You don't put your hands on your parents and think that shit's sweet. So I don't feel bad that Jackie put hands on her. I think her daughter's a spoiled brat. Her daughter's grown. Get your own bag. Get your own reality television show. Why are you riding your mom's coattails just to disrespect her? That's what I'm not understanding. So, yeah, I don't feel bad for Chantel at all. And it's very interesting that even the dark-skinned daughter, the one that Jackie has disrespected for years, was even on social media having Jackie's back. Because I know they're in a better space now. But even she was having Jackie's back and saying that her sister was wrong for putting hands on her mother first. So, again, run up, get done up. I don't feel bad for Chantel. I think she's nasty. I think she's a spoiled brat. I'm not saying that Jackie was a perfect parent because obviously Jackie raised this hooligan. But I think the way that she acted, and she's been acting on national television from the clips I'm seeing, is just disgusting. Like, she's literally trying to ruin what her mother has built to build her legacy on top of her mom's legacy. Where they do that at. So, yeah, I don't feel bad for Chantel. I think Jackie had the right to swing on her. She did. And honestly, if security wouldn't have jumped in, I think Jackie probably would have beat her ass. Like, she hit her, but it wasn't like how she really could have. Y'all know how Jackie gets down. Jackie really could have mollywopped her. Because I think that was like just all the frustrations, everything Chantel had been doing. Chantel had been poking the bear. And that finally just led her to erupt on her after Chantel put hands on Jackie first. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, they're both crazy. Both of them are better than a bed bug. But I'm not a fan of Chantel at all. From the antics I've seen, it's not cool. So, and especially when she was the favorited child, like that's insane. It's almost like she done took her sister's story, because her sister's never been on the show, but everything her sister has said over the years of Jackie and Doug, it's like she took everything her sister has gone through as a dark-skinned woman and try to use it as her own narrative. She never lived the life of, I forgot the sister's name, Cayor or something like that. She never lived that life. She was always the spoiled child, the one that was looked out for. So I don't understand why Chantel is so bitter. It makes no sense to me. Somebody said Jackie's a Leo. I didn't know she was a Leo. Okay, that big Leo energy. We won't start none, but you keep messing with this, them damn claws are going to come out. Okay, so she let them claws out on her. I don't feel bad for her. But thank you for the super chat, love. I appreciate you. Let's see here. Neo X says that prophetess is fake. She said Kamala would win. Ooh. I hope y'all clocked her when Kamala didn't win. Let's see here. Elsie Sam 5 says, I see Wendy Williams being a tea sipper. I know that's right. Her reaching out shows your integrity. You are blessed also. Are you going to Davido? I don't know. People have been asking me because I know he's coming to the Twin Cities. I don't know though. I'm not sure. If he's in Atlanta and I'm in Atlanta, I would go see him there. But I really don't hang out with anybody up here. So unless like one of my cousins want to go, I don't see myself going. Chad, I'll be out. I'll be out of town. So if I want to see a concert, I'd rather just see it out of town. So, but I heard he's coming up here though. He's doing his thing for sure. Because I do want to see him and I want to see Burna Boy live. Because I missed Burna Boy when he was out here last time. I didn't get a chance to see him. So hopefully I get a chance to see them live eventually. But if I do, I think it would be more turned up in Atlanta anyways. But we'll see. And my girl Moneybag Mo's in the building. Okay, so Moneybag Mo sent $499.99. Thank you so much, Moneybag Mo. I appreciate you, my fellow Leo sis. Thank you just for always supporting my platform and, you know, just reaching out to me and, you know, just chopping it up. I just, you know, just thank you. I really do. I really appreciate the support. And, you know, eventually we're gonna have our little meetup and, you know, sit down, you know, one of these days. So thank you for always coming through and just showing me love and support on my platform. So let's see here. Sunny O says, hey T, check out Red Uncle in China who fooled 1,000 guys into doing the nasties and filmed them without them knowing. Sending love from Japan. Oh, that sounds a mess, child. Thank you for the super chat. Shy B sent $20, says we had a 911 outage in Pennsylvania the day before Annabelle was in Gettysburg. What? So the Annabelle doll is still out here wilding, but they want to act like it's a figment of everybody's imagination. So that's interesting. Let's see here. Doris says demons are real. Be careful what you buy from thrift stores and garage sales. You don't know what certain items were used for. Yup. That's why you got to pray over all your stuff, you know, new and used, but especially used stuff. You want to pray over it as well. Jared says, and T, let's not forget the Labubu dolls that people put on. I finally saw my first Labubu doll. Now, mind you, I'm getting ready to get on the plane. I was getting ready to fly to New York, and the girl, like, 2 people in front of me, I seen it hanging on her backpack, just swinging. Oh my gosh, I was so damn nervous, like not her getting on this damn plane with a Labubu doll on her bag. So that was my first time seeing one in real life. I was nervous, but we did get there safe, okay? Thank God. But yeah, I finally saw one. But yeah, I would never get one. Absolutely not. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let me see here. Just going down my list of everything I want to hit on. Okay, so let's talk about Love Island. Now, let me tell you my thing with Love Island, right? So I didn't know nothing about this. I know a lot of the young people have been hitting me up like, T, you need to review Love Island. You can talk about Love Island. I didn't know what y'all was talking about. I was like, I don't know. I don't know all these new reality TV shows. I kind of stick to like my old school reality TV shows like Married to Medicine, Real Housewives of Atlanta. And then I watch a lot of documentaries. But then my son, my oldest, started getting on me. And he was like, because I remember one day, he was talking about some girl named Huda. I said, who the hell's Huda? He was like, are you not watching Love Island? I'm like, what is Love Island? He was like, oh, you got to watch it. There's this girl named Huda on there. She's insufferable. And then the next day I seen Huda trending on Twitter. And I'm like, hey, my son was just talking about that. So then on the 4th of July, when all the kids were here, that's all these 20-something-year-olds could talk about. My son, his girl, his homegirls, they were all talking about Love Island. So I'm like, okay, well, damn, now this shit sounds interesting. I'm like, I said, so what is it? He's like, it's a dating show. And he was like, you know, they're trying to find their match or whatever. So I'm like, okay, I want to watch it now. Because they just sat talking about it for like at least an hour. Like, oh, and they're naming all these people. And I'm like, who? And, I'm trying to like keep it with the conversation. I don't know what the hell these people are talking about. So I have been slowly binge watching Love Island since the 4th of July. It's now the 23rd, okay? So the whole month of July, they gave me their password to log in because I'm like, I'm not paying for this. I need passwords. So I'm not paying Peacock shit else. I pay enough subscriptions. So he gave me his password, so I was able to log in. Now let me say this, okay? Because I am a mom, millennial, and I just feel like it's a lot. It's not like the old school dating shows. Like we grew up with like, Next and, Blind Love, or like you be behind a sheet or something. They'd be like, oh, do you like this person's voice? And it'd be 3 different people behind a sheet. This is different. This is very different. All the kissing behind each other. The one, I like Austin, right? The white boy, but I feel like between him and Nick, is that a breakout that's happening on their face? I see people's lips are breaking out, bumps under their noses. It's a lot. Yeah, y'all remember Rock of Love, Flavor of Love? I'm used to that. This is a lot. Love Island is it's busy. And then that nasty challenge when they had to like milk the fake cow udders and put milk in their mouth and then spit it in the other contestant's mouth and then spit it in a bucket. I was like, what in the fuck? Objection. When I tell you I could have threw up watching that, I'm like, is this what young people are doing? And then I'm the type, it's like, I know I'm like turning into like an older person now. Cause you know how when you see something, like my parents used to do this shit. And now I feel like I'm my mom. Like I remember one time, so I remember one time, this is like back in the day, I'm like in 7th grade, right? So my mom had watched some, you know how they used to do them gang specials like on ABC News, talking about, gangs? And so this is like back in the day when like gangs were becoming more popular. So my mom watched this like ABC special on gangs in like California. Now, mind you, I live in Minnesota. I'm growing up in St. Paul, Minnesota. And they're talking about like the Grape Street WAP Crips and the Bloods. And so this is around the same time that, bandanas were really popular, right? So, I'm like in 7th grade, we would wear our bandanas to school. And I remember, seeing a purple bandana, and purple's my favorite color. Y'all know that. So I remember I wore this purple bandana to school. And I wasn't no gangbanger. I was like 80 pounds. And so my mom watches this whole special on ABC Dateline and then like confronts me like, are you in a gang? You joined a street gang? You're part of the Watts gang. And I'm like, what? I didn't know what she was talking about. But because I had on a purple bandana and she watched this gang special, she thought that somehow I had got jumped into like the Grape Street Watts Crips in Cali. I'm like, I don't even live in LA. What are you talking about? So I say that to say this, right? Y'all remember them old gang shows that would come on and your parents would confront you about shit they see? And I do that. And I remember like, I first started doing this when Euphoria was on, okay? My kids were so mad at Rejoice for putting me onto Euphoria. Because when I tell you, oh my gosh, I would watch Euphoria and I would call my youngest son's phone. Because like, oh yeah, I'm about to go to a pool party. First of all, I watched Euphoria. And what you not going to be doing, you not going to be in no pool having sex with people in front of the whole school. He'd be like, what are you talking about? Because I saw on Euphoria, all these kids do is go into swimming pools and have sex. And I used to be going on. They're like, damn this girl for putting you onto Euphoria. Because I would be confronted about everything I see on Euphoria. And I'm like, damn, I'm turning into my mom. So now I'm watching Love Island. So now I got to call my son. I'm like, okay, I don't know. Like, what is this what y'all do now? Y'all just go around kissing multiple people with no shame. Y'all just be swapping partners. Like, what is this? What am I watching? Because this is like, just, it's giving me germs just watching this. And he's like, Mom, it's a dating show. Like, you need to just watch the show. And so I be calling him like all upset, like, okay. And first of all, and then for Huda to sit here and have sex with Jeremiah, she ain't even known that boy 2 weeks. And she's over here sleeping with him with other people in the room. I don't like stuff like this. Long story short, Love Island is not for my generation, okay? I was watching that getting shit. These girls are doing way too much. Okay? And then Taylor. Oh, Taylor. Whew. I want to whoop his ass. I said, oh, no, you didn't. No, you didn't leave Olandria, who had your back, Taylor. Okay? You should have been booted off a long time ago. But she had your back. And then you want to trade her in for Clark? This girl don't even speak. I don't care what nobody says. I don't think Clark likes him at all. She's just there to get as far as she can. Okay? Now, I'm on episode 30, so I don't know who has really won yet, right? I've been trying to avoid it on the internet, whatever. But I've gotten to like the show. So some of my notes I've taken down. Okay. The one thing I will say about this, I feel like Ace is a hater. Ace was jealous of Jeremiah. I caught my son about that. I said Ace is a hater. Jeremiah is fine. Let's start there. Ace is jealous. Can somebody explain it to me? Okay, let's clock this T real quick. Ace's whole thing is he felt like Huda and Jeremiah, they weren't exploring. They were connecting with each other too quickly. They weren't giving other people a chance. Excuse me. Literally this whole time it's been him and Shelly. So, and I asked my son, I said, what is the difference? Ace and Shelly had been clicked up this whole time. So why was it bad for Huda and Jeremiah? I don't get that. I mean, Ace is cute. You know, he's a little man, but he's cute. But I didn't like the hypocrisy. I felt like Ace was hating on Jeremiah. Right? Because now remember when the spicy Latina came, the real pretty one with the big butt? Y'all write her name because I be forgetting all these people's names. The real pretty one. Remember, Jeremiah was on her and she was feeling Jeremiah. Ace also liked her as well. What was her name? The real pretty Latina that came. Not the crazy one, Amaya Papaya. I'm going to get on her next. Who's the Latina? Yeah, Adriana. Okay, yeah, I liked the Adriana. So she came in on some spicy stuff. Jeremiah was feeling her because Jeremiah had been left Huda. So Huda's heartbroken, everything else, right? So Ace also liked her. Ace was hating because once he seen the connection between Jeremiah and Adriana, Ace felt away. And he started planting seeds in the other male contestants' heads like, yeah, he needs to go. He's all locked in with her like he was with Huda. And I'm like, what is the difference? You've been locked in with Shelly from day one. So I just felt like Ace was a hater. He's cute, but he's still a hater. Amaya Papaya, like I told my son, I'm very surprised that she's like the crowd favorite. I'm like, am I missing something? I think she's a sweet girl. I just can't deal with people who are overly emotional, who just cry for no reason. She reminds me of whichever twin was on The View that would just constantly cry. It's like, suck it up, sister. It's not that serious. You don't know any of these people. And every guy has said the same thing about her. She's very clingy. You know, I get it. She calls people bae and all that stuff because she's Latina. But I think the real issue with Amaya is very pretty. Okay? Beautiful Dominican girl, green eyes. Amaya has been told she's beautiful from the time she was born, right? Oh, you got pretty eyes. She's so pretty. But this show, it humbled her. And I think it really affected like her self-esteem and how she saw herself. Because again, Amaya is one of those people. Shout out to everybody who's watching Love Island. We about to have a Love Island chat session, okay? Y'all here for it? Put a teacup if y'all here for it. Because I'm really into this show now. This is my issue with Amaya. Amaya's very, very pretty, right? She's never had to have a personality. She's the type of person, she can just walk into a room, and because she has that pretty peanut butter complexion, green eyes, she thinks that's all she needs. And what it is, she's shocked to see like, well, damn, these dark-skinned girls are even getting chosen. Why not me? Amaya don't have a personality outside of being emotional. Crying all the time is not a personality. She's just way too sensitive. And I think part of that sensitivity, it was because she was crying a lot because of her ego. Not being a favorite amongst the men. Because when she first came in, you couldn't tell her shit. Oh, that motherfucking ego was up here. Oh, I know I'm about to pull them. I'm a spicy Latina. I'm from Long Island. You know, she had that New York swag. You couldn't tell Amaya nothing when she first walked onto that set. And I thought she was going to come in, you know, and wreck shop. But she has no personality. Because, again, look at her and look at Adriana, the other spicy Latina. Adriana came in with a personality, dancing, real sweet, fun. Amaya, I think because all the dudes were like, she's weird, she's clingy, she's not funny. You know, she doesn't do it for them. It was chipping away at her self-esteem. So all those tears, I felt like she's one of those people, she weaponizes her tears. You're not really sad. You weaponize your tears to guilt people into feeling bad for you. So I saw through the bullshit with Amaya Papaya. Yeah, remember? Okay, Carter. Yes, remember when she blew up on Shelly? That was another thing I didn't like. She went off on Shelly behind Ace. And I'm like, okay, so if Ace is telling you, hey, Ma, I don't know you like that. Quit calling me baby and bae and honey and all that stuff. Like, just call me Ace. I literally just met you 48 hours ago. Then she tried to call herself blown up on Shelly. That was projection. Because she felt like, well, what the hell is Ace? You know, Ace is choosing Shelly over me, but I'm caramel, I got green eyes. See, a lot of that, her ego was getting chipped away as the seasons went on, well, whatever, the episodes went on. Because she came in cocky fresh, and Ace humbled her. Like, all that spicy Latina shit, I'm not trying to hear all that, you know, hey, papi, call me Ace. He wasn't trying to hear none of that spicy shit. Speak English, call me Ace, okay? And she thought she could woo him over with all that, hey, papi, hey, baby. And he was like, I don't know you like that. I need to know more of your personality. And so when she blew up on Shelly, that said a lot to me. And then she tried to run and cling on to Austin. And Austin was so chill. He was a cool-ass white boy. I liked it, Austin. Okay, he's tall too, honey. I'll climb that tree, okay? I just didn't like the breakouts by his nose. I peeped every breakout. I asked my son, I said, what is going on underneath his nose? Is that herpes simplex? What is the issue? These breakouts are scaring me because they're kissing each other all the time, okay? That did worry me, but his height, you know what I'm saying? Abs, okay? But she got really clingy with Austin, and it scared Austin. And Austin was looking for somebody to cling on to him, and then he got scared. So I'm like, what the hell is going on with Amaya? Like, even Austin is scared. What is going on when the lights go off? Right? Yeah, Ace is hood. He's from Watts. He said, yeah, I ain't from New York. Don't come in with all that poppy shit. My name is Ace. And now, okay, so now let's talk about Huda.
Remember, stay updated on breaking news and top.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, this is my theme with Huda. And me and my son, we had a whole conversation about Huda when we went to lunch yesterday. We were talking about Love Island yesterday. We had a good conversation. At first, I did not like Huda. I thought she was doing too much with Jeremiah. I thought it was just too much clinginess. You just met him. I didn't like the fact that they slept together so quickly. You're over here looking for a stepdaddy for your child. That's not how you find it. Huda thought that she could give him some ass and she'd be in there. She thought the viewers would be like, oh, they're so cute together. But the viewers, from what I'm seeing, you know, I'm still learning this show, the audience is messy. A lot of y'all are crazy and y'all go out y'all's way to break people up. Because I'm like, damn, when they broke them up, I was shooketh. I said, well, who are these people calling in? I want to call in. But it was too late. You know what I mean? So the audience is messy. And so I felt like that was, you know, that was devastating. But let's clock this T. This is one thing I've noticed. When she snapped on Jeremiah, and I figured, and I wasn't sure if Jeremiah was just light-skinned or mixed, but my son said he got a white mom. I said, okay, makes sense. She caught that boy everything but a child of God. He was all types of bitches and punks. And what I've noticed, see, when other races of women speak nasty like that, oh, it's spicy. It's cute. He sat there, he took all that abuse from Huda. None of those men said anything to Huda. Nobody said, hey, you need to chill. Why are you calling this grown man a bitch? Like, I literally want to snatch Huda's little ass up. Like, why are you talking to him crazy? Shit ain't cool. If he was to call you all types of names and call you outside your names and call you all types of hoes and everything else, you'd be crying. But you're sitting here disrespecting this man simply because America broke y'all up and he chose to move on, right? I ain't like that. We're going to clock some stuff, okay? I didn't like that. Because she talked to him real crazy, and I noticed everybody was quiet. And I said to myself, objection. If it was one of them two dark-skinned girls talking like that, everybody would have been on their heads. Jeremiah wouldn't have smiled and ate that shit up. He'd have been going in on them two dark-skinned girls. He would have gone in on Olandria and Chelly. And then I get to the episode of Taylor and Olandria. Olandria goes off, right? Olandria was upset. She didn't call him all types of bitches or nothing like that, but she was, stating her feelings. She was hurt. Like, I really had your back. You could have been out of here the first go round. And I kept you, not that we were really building something. And he said like, oh, well, I'm worried about myself. I had a better connection with Clark. Okay, whatever. But Olandria went off. She was just, saying like the F word, but she wasn't like calling him, all types of B's. What did Taylor say when he got around Clark? He said, I just need to sit up here right now and calm down. And I'm paraphrasing because I don't want to, if I see Olandria, I'm going to snap on her because of the way she talked to me. I said, yup, I knew it. See, the second you get that same energy, and she was not as disrespectful in the way Huda was disrespectful, he was ready to snap on Olandria just for her speaking up and saying how she was hurt and being upset. Huda literally called this man bitches for 3 days straight. Was dragging Jeremiah for 3 days straight. And none of these men said anything. Everybody dismissed it. Oh, she's just upset. She's just having an attitude. But he was ready to go off on Olandria if he was to run across her again in the villa. So I didn't like that. And I knew that would be the case. I said, if either one of these dark-skinned girls had talked to Jeremiah the way Huda had talked to him, it would have been World War III. They'd have been all types of black bitches and everything else, okay? So I didn't like that. So for a while I didn't like Huda. I said, she's doing too much, kind of annoying me. Then Meg Thee Stallion comes on the show. Y'all know I'm not a big Meg Thee Stallion fan, but I will say this, even though I'm not a big Meg Thee Stallion fan, I did like her episode. It was fun. It was lit. I loved the twerk off. I don't care what anybody says. Huda is a stripper, was a stripper, strips on the side. That girl got some damn moves. I was not expecting Huda to twerk like that, okay? She killed that shit. Even Meg Thee Stallion was shot. That made me kind of like Huda more. I was like, okay, all right, I'm kind of liking her personality more. She did the damn thing. She got out there and she twerked. She did her thing, right? Then we get to the big controversy, which is the whole thing, the change of heart challenge with, let me read some of these comments. Let's see here. That's why I don't like Taylor and his 3 dreads. Taylor is a colorist. Ooh, y'all think he's a colorist? But he was with Olandria for so long. Y'all think he upgraded her for the light-skinned girl? Maybe, child. But you know who else I peeped was kind of colorist? Jeremiah. He don't like nothing dark because he was like, yeah, I like Adriana. She has pretty hair. He said little, colorist stuff. Pepe. I think Pepe is so fine. Pepe will not talk to anything that ain't blonde hair, blue eyed. That's what I told my son yesterday. I said, I think Pepe is fine, but Pepe don't like nobody dark skinned, honey. If they're not blonde hair, blue eyes, Pepe don't want them at all. And Pepe is fine, child. He said he's not talking to nothing that don't got blonde hair and blue eyes. I said he must be a Spaniard, Latino. Tell me Pepe ain't fine. He cute. He from Spain. He said he ain't talking to nothing that ain't blue. He was crying over the damn blonde girl that got booted like 2 episodes ago. I said, damn, he's still crying over her? So, yeah. Yeah, I thought, there's a little bit of, I peeped some like the little colorist undertones from some of the people, of some of the men of color on there. But, it is what it is. Shelly and Olandria are gorgeous. Olandria's body is fucking tea. Okay, let's start there. Her body is crazy. Her body was eating all them chicks on that show. Okay. Adriana had a nice body too. Shelly. Oh yeah, and then who was the 21-year-old with all the silicone and the Botox? I thought she was an auntie. She had the nerve to say she was 21. I said, 21 where? She looks 41. Who was that? She wasn't there long. She had the fillers, and I couldn't believe she was 21. A lot of them look older. I was very shocked by a lot of these people's ages. Because they're all my kids' age. I said, well, these are some old-looking kids. Shit. Vanna, is that her name? Oh, my gosh. Vanna looked like she was 41. I don't understand why she would want all that work done. She's so young. She had cheek fillers, Botox. She could barely, smile. Her lips were done. Yeah, that was too much. That was too much. Oh, Huda got a BBL? Well, she knows how to twerk it, baby. She was on there doing her thing, doing that twerk off. I like Iris, too. I think Iris was cool. I didn't understand. TJ was cute. I didn't understand the hype about TJ, though. He came in, they was kind of boosting his head up. I don't understand the hype about Nick. He's cool, but it's a lot of hype. I think he has a good personality, but it was almost too much hype about Nick. The Jewish boy, Elon, was that his name? I think. When they had him and Huda kiss, that was a big controversy. Whatever. I thought they was, cute, whatever. I didn't see it as that, but they tried to say it was a big controversy. I thought he was cute, though. Elon, if I'm saying his name right, he was cute. Who else was there? Iris. The Clark girl is boring. I'm still trying to get a read on her. She's kind of boring, though. The other girl was cute. The one that Ace picked Shelly over. The other little brown-skinned girl that came in. She was cute. I liked her. I forget her name. She said she was fun. Sierra. I didn't understand the hype about Sierra. It's everybody on the show wanted her, the men and the women. The women was kissing on her. The men was kissing on her. She must just have a real fun personality. I liked Sierra, though. I did like her. Okay, Coco was the black girl. Okay, yeah, Coco was cute. I liked the Coco. She was cute. Yeah, Sierra was fun. She was the fun girl. But it's everybody was on her jock. I'm well, damn. Everybody was trying to make out with Sierra. The guys, the girls. I said, well, damn, okay, shit. Yeah, Sierra was cool. But then they said she talked about Asian people. Because then I'm watching it. I'm not even knowing what's going on. I'm well, damn, all of a sudden Nick is sad. I'm where the hell's Sierra? My son was she got kicked off for talking about Asian people. I said, okay, well, next, Yeah, I guess she had to apologize and stuff. But I did like Sierra until they kicked her off. I don't know what all she said. They said she apologized and stuff too for it. Yeah, I think Sierra could have won because everybody liked her. She was a audience favorite. And then everybody liked her with Nick. And that was another thing I thought was hypocritical, is that Nick was booed up with Sierra the whole time, too. So, Ace and Shelly, Nick and Sierra, yet y'all are mad at Jeremiah and Huda? That's what I didn't understand. It's as the show went on, I'm Ace, you're a hater. You're literally locked in with Shelly, but you're mad at Jeremiah and Huda. That didn't make any sense to me. So I thought that was weird. Oh, the Asian guy. His teeth scared me. They were too big, too white. I guess they were veneers. His teeth are just, no. What was the Asian guy's name? What was his name? Zach. Zach with a K or something like that. I didn't like his teeth. Okay, I remember the first Bella. The first Bella, the one from Hawaii, she was very pretty, but she had no personality. She bored me. I didn't care when she got booted off. But she is pretty, though. Zach with a K. He was the weird accent, the big teeth, and then him and Amaya, they would not let each other speak. I hated when they had a scene together because they just would talk over each other. Amaya wants to hear herself talk. He wants to hear himself talk. And then his teeth were just too big for his mouth. I'm like, what in the veneer tech is going on here? Nice body, though. His body was T, but them teeth, they were too big. Like, I would be scared for him to, like, not about to give me a hysterectomy, bitch. Sorry. Them teeth were big as hell. I said, what in the damn veneer tech is going on here? Who in Atlanta gave that man a veneer tech job? Because I'm just like, what? Like, that cannot, like, his veneers were horrible. They were just too big. And I felt like he was only using Amaya to stay on the show as well. But I didn't like when Amaya went off on him and cussed him out, but I did respect her for coming back and apologizing because she gets very emotional quick. But I did like the fact that she did apologize, you know, so I thought that was cool. But yeah, Zach's teeth, yeah, he needs to go back to London and do a redo. I did not like his teeth. They were too big. I think I hit on everybody, right? Okay, yeah, the heart. Okay, so let me speak on the heart thing before we play the clip, because they ended up doing an interview with Keke Palmer, and she kind of talked about it. Okay, so the change of heart. Now, me and my son talked about this yesterday. I was kind of confused, and I kind of felt Shelly was kind of being a little bit hypocritical, and here's why. Now, I did feel like Huda was doing a lot. She was doing a bit too much. Now, she went to Chris and she did that upside down flip where she had her coochie in his face and had her thighs going like this. That's why you can't tell me that she's not a stripper, right? Okay, that was cute. That's your little man for the, you know, for the time being. Cool. Then she got up on Ace and they cut away because I had to go online and go look for the clip to see like what the hoopla was about. So she got on Ace and started riding his face backwards. And Shelly was very mad about that. She thought that that was overboard. She was doing too much. Okay? Now I'll say this. I do feel like Huda was doing a lot. But I also feel like it was kind of hypocritical for Shelly to get mad because, again, Shelly, you're saying to Ace that you still want to explore because you were feeling Chris. You know, Chris is 6'8". He supposedly plays basketball. So you're telling Ace that you still want to explore. So basically, you still want to have your cake and eat it too, right? And you went back and you kissed Chris twice. She didn't just go and kiss Chris the one time. She doubled back and kissed him again. So if it's just supposed to be something neutral, you know, we're just playing a little game, why did she go back and kiss Chris again? So I think, honestly, they were all doing too much. Right? Okay, I'm glad our journey is life. You seen that? She doubled back to Chris. And I think when she doubled back, that's when Huda was like, oh, okay. So we gonna do that? You want to double back and, you know, sip on my little chocolate drip? Let me go ahead and put this damn ass in Ace's face. Okay? I think that's when Huda took it there. Do y'all agree? I just feel like that's when she took it to the next level. Because it seemed like it was some type of competition, low-key, for Chris. So then Huda was trying to play a get back by putting her ass in Ace's face. And I know the folks who don't watch this show like, what the fuck are y'all in here talking about? You got to watch this show, y'all. My son has me addicted to this show. I'm almost done with, I think I have 3 episodes left. I've literally been watching since the 4th of July. Okay? So you disagree? You don't think that? So why do you think Huda did too much? I think she was wrong. I think that was over the top. I agree with that. But so you don't feel like it was because Shelly kissed Chris twice that's what made Huda do that? Or do you feel like Huda was just doing it because she felt like I'm that bitch and I can take your man? I'm just reading the comments. Yeah, the face riding was definitely too much. It definitely was. So some people feel like she did do it because she felt Shelly was competition for Chris. Other people saying that Huda is jealous. Yeah, Huda is definitely extra. I agree. Somebody says, hold on, who said that in the chat? Amber Allen says Huda really likes Ace. I feel like that was another reason why Ace got rid of Jeremiah. Because remember, initially, he was feeling Huda at first. And I think Huda was also feeling Ace, but then connected with Jeremiah really quickly. I think that there's always been like a little underlying tension, sexual tension between Ace and Huda. I felt that. I have felt that. It felt like Huda looked at Shelly as competition. Randomly, Mika said that. I agree. Jessica said Huda was targeting Ace. Huda wants everything Shelly gets. No respect for the main couple. Now, Ace's reaction, she who writes, you could tell like he was feeling himself. Oh, Ace he wanted all that ass in his face. He wasn't shoving her off. So I didn't see that. He was loving it. Oh yeah, he was here for that. Okay. But I just kind of felt like I didn't really understand like why Shelly was so upset initially, because I'm just like, okay, but this is a competition, da. But then when she got to talking more, she was saying like, Huda was basically coming at everybody like, Jeremiah's my man. Y'all don't do too much during the competition. This is my main. So I guess she felt like Huda should have gave her the same respect. Like, it's one thing to kiss on Ace or maybe, grind on him or something like that. But when she did the flip and flipped on his face and she did a lot. She did a lot. Huda did do a lot. Somebody said, okay, they said Huda was twerking long after the music went off. Oh, shit. She was. Claiming somebody entertained elsewhere. Ace curved Huda the first episode. That's how Huda ended up with Jeremiah. Did he? He still would have smashed if she would have let him. But yeah, I will say though, at least she did apologize. Once she seen that Shelly was like really pissed, she did, take ownership and apologize. But my son said a lot of people were really pissed off online at Shelly. They were like dragging her behind the whole Huda Ace debacle. Like I said, I felt like, it's a competition. They're all doing this whole back and forth trying to get these guys. But I do feel like there was some hypocrisy on Huda's part because she was making it known like Jeremiah's my man and I don't want anybody around Jeremiah. I don't want y'all doing too much. But yet and still, she had no problem doing too much to everybody else's guy. So, yeah. It was a lot. It was a lot. Like I said, I still got to finish watching the episode. I think where I'm at now, I think Nick and Olandria are about to, end up connecting together. So let's go ahead. Let me go ahead and play the clips I have here from the Kiki podcast because they talked about this. But yeah, I'm liking the show. So again, I don't know if I'm gonna watch the next season, but it was interesting to see what you young people are into. Because I didn't know what the hell they were talking about at the 4th of July when we had the little cookout. I was so lost. So for me, like I said, I mean it's a cute Gen Z show. It's a lot of germs. When I see them just making out and doing all, I just see germs. I just, but yeah, I'm excited to finish it off. So yeah, let's go ahead and talk about this here. Let me pull this up. Give me just a second.
How was it trying?
Make sure I have both clips here. Okay, so one is about the kissing challenges. So we'll watch that really quick, and then we'll watch the other video they have up. Oh, it looks like the sun is out. Okay.
I mean, you're in mouths.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they like? I mean, y'all just go for it. I guess y'all just trust each other. For
We get
real.
some mouth spray.
No,
And
no,
go
but prior
for
to
it.
even coming on the show, we was like tested a lot. Everyone.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
Because that's
Let
scary.
me just put that out there. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I'm not going on the show. I'm just kissing everybody. We're not getting tested.
Exactly. But it was fun for the most part.
Yeah.
Nothing weird. No
not at all.
crazy. Okay, good. That's good.
And everybody was on the same page. Too. Like,
Literally.
oh, you okay with kissing? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
On those challenges, how did they get you guys?
So they are saying that they were tested. Thank God. Because I'm just like, I really hope that, you know what I'm saying? Because it was just a lot with all the kissing and the spitting in each other's mouths. It was a whole lot.
My bitch pose is nasty. Don't
Yeah, they do a lot on the show. And it's just like, ugh. So I'm glad to know that they do get tested. So now let me go ahead and play this other clip here.
I don't know what you guys saw that everyone felt like I was so wrong.
You wasn't, girl.
And I'm
if
like,
you was
I don't
wrong, then so am I.
understand. No, then we wrong because ain't no way. I was like, what did y'all see for y'all to feel like I'm wrong for being upset?
We was all walking around eggshells. I was walking around eggshells watching the show for her. Because I don't want to think I like Jeremiah. You know what I mean?
No,
Like, everybody was going so far.
I'm like, look, girl, nobody want you and Jeremiah. Y'all grandma and grandpa. I always used to tell them that, like, nobody is looking at y'all. Like, we know y'all locked in, whatever. No one is doing that.
I don't think she set out to hurt you.
Yeah.
But you know, sometimes when people are just so in their own thing and just trying to have their own moment, it's like you're not thinking about how that's going to make the other person feel.
Exactly, yeah.
I mean, what did you think looking back and seeing online, Olandria? What
I haven't watched the episode, so I don't really know what they aired, but I feel like Chelly had every right to be upset. Huda agreed. She was like, you know what? She was like, I did take it too far. Like, you know, I do apologize. Like, she was very apologetic.
My thing is like, and we are cool, that's the thing, but it's just like, when it was time, like say in the beginning when they had their connection, like when I call somebody, like especially with the girl, I don't know what you guys saw that everyone felt
trying to develop a relationship, and then you know there were some moments where she was mumbling a little things. I mean, it was,
I just found out about that.
Yeah, it was.
So I'm just like, oh,
shady moments, no shade, no tea.
And there was never really any shade on my side. Even when she pulled me first, I'm like, dang, like she made me look a little childish. Like I don't even have that in me to do that. So I was like, dang, I respect her so much. I'm like, I kind of wish she was a mean girl because I wanted to kind of, you know, that would have been, yeah. But it's like she's so nice and so genuine. I was like, you know what? I have no choice but to be nice to this girl.
Yeah.
So to get out here and to see that she was moving like that with me, like you know what I'm saying, walk by her, she making a face, or is mocking me. I'm like, bro, what? I was never on that with you. That's just weird to me.
Yeah, it seemed like it got competitive because she saw you still
well,
have
that's
your
a competition.
confidence.
So
Yeah, Clark is just boring. Like Taylor and Clark both need to go. Hopefully, you know, the next episode they're gone. I get nothing from Clark. She's pretty, but boring. She mumbles. You can tell she does not like Taylor at all. And she feels a way because she knows deep down inside Taylor and Olandria really had a connection. So I don't know why she was doing all that to Olandria. So I thought that was BS.
There's that.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, because honestly, I truly feel like before I even came into the villa, I already said like I feel like my presence intimidate a lot of people, men and women. I go through this so much, I could just walk in the room. Oh, I don't like her. I can't give you a reason to. So I'm finna give you a reason to now. You know what I mean? But it's like my presence.
How was it?
Again, it's that energy. I'm gonna talk about it in a second. Why people don't like people when they walk into that room, especially when you're confident. We're gonna come back.
And so that made me want to ask you both, how often did you feel like you had to tone down, you know, as a Black woman on a TV show or just being a minority or however we want to put it? It's like if I just sang a peep or something, it's now
taken out of context.
Taken out of context.
And now I'm a bad guy. Now I'm a mean girl. Like it's very exhausting to say the least. I truly feel like me and Chelly have to tone down a lot.
Exactly.
To not cross over that boundary because a person that looks the opposite of us, as soon as they get emotional, it's like, oh, we're gonna cater to this person. Like, bro, what about us? Like, I don't understand.
There have been multiple seasons. I mean,
now didn't I just say that? Didn't I say, because I haven't watched these clips. I said earlier when Huda went on her tirade and called Jeremiah all types of bitches. Oh, she's spicy, she's emotional, she's hurt. But then when Olandria was just basically checking Taylor, now it's I gotta stay away from her because, you know, I might pop off and say something. So I definitely get what they're saying. They have to tone it down and they have to carry themselves a certain way.
And even this season included where we've seen people cuss people full out.
Exactly, yeah.
But let me and her move like that.
And what's crazy is that, you know, a lot of the times, everybody who's in that villa will tell you that they can always come to us for the best advice, to come vent to us, whatever. We're so level-headed. We're so honest. We're so loving. Like, we bring everybody a peace of mind, this and that. So to know how your fellow Islanders feel versus coming to the internet and seeing me.
And so that made me want to ask you both, how...
I felt like, because I had just came back from Casa, although I just got dumped.
Yeah.
I felt like I owed so much to Cayor because I knew how she was going. Yeah, she was going through it at Casa because she was thinking my Nick so much. I'm like, bro, I feel like I'm doing a disservice to her. I'm preaching sisterhood and all these things. I'm like, bro, this doesn't feel right. Even if I did feel a spark, I just made myself not feel it because I'm like, bro, I feel like I owe her so much. I know she's over there really missing him. She's hoping to come back to him in his place. What if I didn't feel right just jumping in? Like, you know what? I feel something. I know you feel so strongly about me. Let's explore. Let's connect. Yes, I was being so respectful towards her and Taylor too. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, I feel like I owe Taylor so much as well because he, in a sense, was still trying with me also, even if it's not being perceived that way on TV. That's what was going on. So I'm like, bro, I feel like I owe them so much. This feels weird to me. So Nick was like, yeah, me too. You know?
Yes, because that is how y'all look. Y'all did look like, yeah. And it was like,
you
what
know,
is all that?
Like this yeah. I felt
All right, let me come back on the screen. I like them. I like them so much. Like, I just, you know, these are new reality TV people I didn't even know existed, you know, a month ago. But I like Olandria. I like Chelly. I like a lot of the girls that were on there. So I'm glad that Kiki got a chance to interview them. I'm going to definitely check out the full interview. But no, Olandria saying that is very real. You know, like I said, sometimes when you walk into a room, and especially if you're confident, you have an inner glow about yourself, you know, people just feel away. And especially if you're a dark-skinned girl, if you're a dark-skinned girly, beautiful, body on point, you know what I'm saying? And you know how to walk into a room with your head high, it really will intimidate some people. You know, and we saw that how some of the girls were coming at them, and like Chelly looks like a beautiful Bratz doll. Like Shelly's just gorgeous. You know, both of them are. And so it's like we saw how Amaya tried to come at Chelly and pop off on her over Ace. It's almost like some of them were shocked. Because at one point it was like 3 guys were fighting over Chelly. And it's almost like that kind of shocked a lot of the other ladies. Like, they want her as dark as she is. Yeah, as dark and as beautiful and as fly as she is, they want her. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it's like that bothers people when you don't have to do too much. When you can just come in and just be yourself and, you know, hold your head high, it can really bother, you know, other people's demons. But again, that's between them and God. That ain't got nothing to do with you. Still got to walk around with your head held high. So I feel Olandria on that. I feel on that. Like she said, sometimes she can come into a situation and people will feel away about her. She's tall. She's drop dead gorgeous. Her body is fucking tea. Okay. And so again, you know, she has that presence. She knows how to carry herself. She knows how to talk. You know, she knows how to hold her own. And that can be very intimidating for some people. And then you have other people who, you know, again, Amaya is a very pretty girl and she's probably been told her whole life she was gorgeous, but she has absolutely no personality. Her whole personality is, I'm pretty and I'm sad. That's not a personality. You know, so I think that's what a lot of that stuff was, is that it shocked a lot of them. Oh, she's 5'3". I don't know. She looks tall. She's not that tall. Somebody said she's 5'3". I don't know why she looks like she's 5'10" to me. Maybe the way she carries herself. I just assumed she was like really tall. But yeah, they're both really pretty girls. Both of them. But like a lot of the girls on this season were just really pretty and everything else. Now I know Huda is really short. So Huda must be like 5'1" or 5 foot. Yeah, I thought Olandria, I don't know. She looks like a model to me. I thought she was like at least like 5'7", 5'8". Yeah, okay, 5'3", but giving 6 foot energy. She really is. Like, to me, she comes off like, she looks like a model. Like, just regal, the way she carries herself. Oh, because she wears high heels? Okay, well, maybe that's why. Yeah, she looks like she's like really tall and poised. But she's gorgeous. They both are. And it was just nice to like, at first I thought they were like sisters or cousins, because I'm like, you don't never see 2 chocolate girls on one show. So that surprised me, because you don't even see that really on regular reality television. Like, Love and Hip Hop and stuff like that. So it's like to see them on Love Island, like on a dating show, and they're both like, dark chocolate, gorgeous, body on point, beautiful teeth and smiles, cheekbones. I'm like, I literally can stare at them all day. I think because of the two of them, they are who have kept me engaged on the show. Like if they would have been booted off earlier, I probably would have been like, I'm not watching the rest of this. I'm out. But I think they've kept me very much engaged on the show. Like I really like the two of them. Yeah, it's just something about them. They're just both really stunning girls. They really are. All right, y'all. I've been here for an hour and a half. Damn, we done talk all about Love Island. So once I finish everything, maybe I'll do like a separate just show on Love Island. But this was nice to talk about. Because, yeah, me and my son talked about it during lunch yesterday. And he was like, okay, so where you at now? And, I'm like breaking stuff down to him. He's like, I'm glad you don't like Amaya. Because all the girls like Amaya Papaya. She gets on my nerves. She's always crying. I was like, yeah, I'm not like I said, not necessarily I'm not a fan of hers. I just thought it was weird. Just the constant crying and, just playing victim constantly. Like all these guys are saying the same thing. And not saying that she needs to change herself, but I just think she was just doing too much. I do like her with Brian, though. I think the Latino guy, Brian, that she's with now, I think they're a good match. He understands her. He understands her culture. And now that Adriana has left, I think him and Amaya being together, I think, to me, that's a good fit. That's a good fit. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, okay, so this is what Gen Z watches. All right, we see y'all. Next. I can't believe y'all got me watching Love Island, child. I cannot believe it. Yes, Auntie is watching Love Island. I'm telling you, like, after the first 2 episodes, I almost checked out. I said, all this kissing and all this just looks like a cesspool of mess. So I was like, keep watching it. Like, they're going to kiss. That's the point of the show. Like, I'm not going to watch all this spit being swapped. But I'm liking it, though. I'm liking it. I am. All right, so let me go ahead. Let's talk about, before I go, Gucci Man and Keyshia Kaoir. So she's going viral all over social media for basically saying that Gucci Man doesn't have to do anything. He don't have to cook, clean. All he has to do is shower, and she takes care of it all. So a lot of people are talking about this. It's causing a lot of controversy online. So we're going to go ahead and listen to what Keyshia Kaoir has to say about the situation here. This is Gucci Man's wife.
I know I said this when he first came out. I would bathe him and whatever. I don't bathe him no more. But I used to bathe him. Now I still cook for him. Only thing Gucci got to do is shower. He don't got to do nothing else. I do everything for that man. But not because I have to do it. I want to. I enjoy taking care of him. I enjoy him just being happy and going to the studio and doing music. I don't want him to worry about the bills, worry about what he got to eat, worry about nothing. That man, all he got to do is bathe child and go do his shows and go to the studio. That is it. The wife takes care of everything else, and I love doing it. And if I don't do it, I would be miserable.
Why do you think you'd be miserable?
Because I want to take care of my man. I don't want nobody else to do it. I want you to pay so-and-so to do this. A chef, I cook for him. I buy his clothes. I do everything. And I want to keep the money at home. The thing is, when you have a man, you want that man to need you, not want you. And Gucci needs me. He can't function without me. And that's what you want in a relationship.
Okay. Okay, sis. I don't know if I want somebody to need me that much. I mean, that sounds like another child. But I will say this. I think they're in a special circumstance. I think for Keyshia, she can do all that because she feels protected. She feels valued. And Gucci has money, right? So that's the difference. I think once women are in a position where they feel like, you know, the guy is looking out, taking care of home, taking care of the bills. They don't have anything to worry about. They don't have anything stressing them out. Then, of course, woman's not going to mind cooking, cleaning, doing all the wifely duties and stuff like that. But the problem is when people say this, because I saw a lot of guys in the comment section saying, yeah, that's how it should be.
I treat Gucci so
and it's
good. Like I know I said
these earbuds, okay. There's a lot of guys saying like, yeah, that's how it should be, but it's like, sir, you're speaking out of your tax bracket. Now, if you are doing everything you need to do as a man, bills are paid, and like you can't ask for that and then we have to go 50-50. It doesn't work that way. The difference is Keyshia Kaoir is not going 50-50 on anything. She's not having to come up with half the mortgage like Dusty, Dwayne, Wade, and Gabrielle Union. Like the fact that she came out and said some goofy shit like that. Like, yeah, we go half on everything. Why? This man makes 10 times more money than you make. Why are you going half? Why? What? That makes no sense. So the reason why I can't really get mad at her for feeling that way is the fact that she doesn't have to worry about anything. That's the least she could do because he's covering everything else. Cars are paid, insurance, the mansion, trips. She doesn't have to worry about anything financially, right? So if he's in the studio getting it and he's on tour, he should come home to a clean house. He should come home to some good sucky, okay? To some guac 2000. But if I'm having to work all day because we're going half on the bills, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? Because every relationship is different. But if I'm doing just as much financially providing as you are, I'm tired too. So I don't got time to, suck your penis as soon as you walk through the door. I just got off of work. I just want to pull off my wig and lay down. And crash for a bit. You know what I'm saying? So it all depends on your relationship. So, I saw a lot of guys, just demanding this. Oh, yeah, that's how you tell them, Keyshia. Well, are you paying for everything? Because if you are, I agree. If you're the breadwinner and everything is covered off of your dime, then yeah, that's the least the wife can do. But if we're going 50-50 on everything, no, you need to do the dishes too. You need to vacuum as well. Not every day. A few times a month. You need to help out. Everything, I shouldn't have to work 40 hours a week and then still have to come home and clean and cook and everything else. But then all you have to do is work. That's not fair. At that point, I'm just a single mother. Playing the position of a wife. So I think it has to make sense. Everybody has to do what they feel is right for their relationship. So I'm not mad at her for saying that because that's what works for her and Gucci. Because again, Gucci makes her feel financially secure. Gucci makes her feel okay. So it's like for her, she can do that. But for the average person, that's not going to work. For like the working class, middle class, that's not going to work. You're going to need help. It's going to get overwhelming taking care of the kids, taking care of everything, doing everything, Yeah, you have to be a Gucci. You got to bring that type of situation to this, to the table for somebody to be willing to do that. And again, I don't think, like some people are saying, oh, she's a pick Misha. I don't think she's a pick me for that. That is her husband. That's what it feels like to be protected, to feel secure, to feel like everything is taken care of. When a woman is constantly running on empty and her nervous system is out of whack and she's having to deal with a bunch of nonsense, you're not going to get that same environment. So I think, unfortunately, a lot of women have taken on this mentality like they have to do all of this. They have to cook and clean and, plus help out with the bills and everything else. And just to keep a man. Well, then at that point, you might as well be single. If you're having to do everything, that doesn't make any sense. It needs to be a two-way street. Again, if he's covering everything, that's different. Or like if you're the main provider, you're the main one paying for stuff, You know, you have to do what works in your relationship. You can't live vicariously through other people's relationships. So I just see a lot of people like taking what she said and saying like, you know, that's how it should be. And, you know, women need to listen to her. But then when you ask, well, do you make Gucci money? Do you pay all the bills? Not just the mortgage. Do you also pay the taxes? Do you pay the car notes? Do you pay the insurance? Do you pay everything? Oh, no, we go half on the bills. Okay, well, then you're going to get half the treatment. That's just what it is. And people also have to understand, too, that you can't do that to every man. A lot of women need to be careful of that. You can't treat every man that way, where it's like, I'm going to cook, I'm going to clean. Because then he'll just look at you like you're just a maid. You're just somebody to just take care of, you know, the house and the bills and the kids. And he wants to go out and creep with the fun girl. The one who's not having to clean and do dishes. The one that he can run around with and, you know, go out on dates and stuff with. So you got to be careful who you do all that stuff for. If I have to pay half the bills, you're only going to get half the treatment. That's just what it is. That's just the truth of the matter. But, you know, again, everything is different things for different relationships. For some people, the relationships work better if it's half and half. For other people, it works better if the man is covering everything. And then for some dusties, they want the woman to cover everything while they just lay around and be the king of the living room. So again, it's all about what people are willing to put up in the relationship, what they're willing to put up with. But you definitely have to do what works for you. And you can't base your relationship based off of what celebrities are saying or what celebrities are doing in theirs. Because they're in two totally different tax brackets. And people need to remember that. Tatiana says, if he hasn't earned it, don't do it or leave. Baby, it's 2025. Everybody around here is working. Everybody cooks. Everybody's able-bodied. Yeah. Somebody says, we are roommates. I'm only cleaning up after myself. Oh, my God. Not y'all being roommates. But not every man should get this treatment. Takes a special type of guy to get this, and he's handling business and taking care of all the bills. Alicia said that. Yeah, you gotta, you know. Look, Mia Kia says sometimes these celebrities be lying about their situations too. That is true. That is true. You can only take some of what they say, you know, with a grain of salt as well. But, you know, again, there's nothing wrong with somebody being more domesticated in a relationship or wanting to, you know, pamper and take care of the other person. But it shouldn't be something where it's draining you, where everything's on you, where you feel like you're a single parent in a relationship. It shouldn't be that way. And I know a lot of you guys have asked me when we did the last live stream, when we talked about, what was that? The girl who was getting cheated on that was pregnant and the guy was like messing with all these people. And I told you guys about that trend on TikTok before, you know, they met the guy and after. So I know a lot of people wanted me to do a reaction video on that. So I have been compiling all the videos and, you know, topics on that. So I have been working on that for like the past week. So I will be doing a reaction to that maybe like near the end of the week. So I'm still compiling stuff. But yeah, you just have to be careful who you give your energy to. And this goes for men as well, not just, you know, women. This goes for both genders. You know, you do have some good men out here, some, you know, who were raised to be men, who were raised to take care of the bills and to take care of the household and to do what they had to do as a man. But unfortunately, sometimes they end up taking care of the wrong woman or looking out for the wrong woman. So you got to make sure that it's the right person. Because again, if a man is doing everything right and he's taking care of the household and he's doing what he needs to do as a man, then as a woman, you got to play your part, point blank. You know, and that's the same. Look, I said some. I mean, there are some, you know. I mean, what I'm seeing on the internet, they're very far and few between, unfortunately, because the way the narcissistic abuse is abusing out here, it's sad. I mean, I didn't know, like, I was able to make a whole hour compilations of before and after relationships. That's insane. Where these women, they meet these guys, they're beautiful, they have a glow about themselves. Then a year later, it looks like Who Shot John? I mean, and it's crazy. So you have to be very, very careful with whom you give your energy to and who you do things for, because some people are not appreciative of it. And then that lack of appreciation then causes bitterness and resentment and, you know, and it just spirals from there. Yeah. Let's see here. They also have enough money for help with kids and services. Kayla says, talk about Chloe Bailey talking about the industry and comparing it to Sinners. I didn't hear about that. Let me Google. Kyla said that. I didn't hear about that. Chloe Bailey. Says Sinners made her emotional. I don't think I can pull it up on this. Let me see if I can find it on a different page. I want to hear what she has to say about Sinners. Okay, I think I found it. Oh, but this is a lot. I don't want to watch a whole live stream. Hold on. Says Sinners made her cry. Compares the industry to Sinners. Okay. This may not play for me because this page has me blocked. It ain't gonna play. I'm just trying to find a short clip. I don't want to watch her whole live stream. I didn't hear anything about this, so I'm interested. I know she's in the Bahamas right now. Okay, this is a clip. It's short. Give me a second. Let me close my blinds because this sun is coming in and out of here and it's bothered me. So give me just a second here. I'll be right back. Okay, hold up. I'm back. All right. I had to close the blinds. They were, the sun kept coming. It's like, it's been raining off and on all day, so the sun is like going in and out, and it's just causing, like the sun's hitting my face and my chest. Okay, so that's better. So let me go ahead. We're gonna watch the Chloe Bailey clip here. Okay, I've been on here for almost 2. I'm gonna be on here for a little bit longer just because I haven't streamed in a while, so we're just chopping it up about stuff. So I want to see what Chloe Bailey has to say. So let me put in my earbuds real quick here. Okay, let's watch this clip.
What else? What else do you want to know? Did you see Sinners? Yes, I saw Sinners. It was phenomenal. I absolutely freaking loved it. Can I be honest? After Sinners, I cried. Do you want to know why I cried? Yes or no? Or you're just like, Chloe, you cried because you're a crybaby? Just tell me. Okay, so I think anyone who it just reminds you so much of the industry, right? And it's like you could have a gift like he did with his guitar, and like they said, when he's singing, he's honoring his ancestors and uplifting and all of that, but then it also attracts the not good. So it's like, in order for him to be successful, the vampires were telling him he has to sell out so that he could be, so that he could live forever and his music could live forever. And it's exactly like things that I see and go through every day. And that's why I just like broke down crying, because it was showing like the people who decided not to go to the other side, they were in there fighting for their lives, they were in there going through it, while the ones who did give in, they were outside celebrating and having a good time and got things quicker and things like that. So the reason why Sinners resonated with me so much is because it's something that you see every day, and no matter how hard you work, no matter how good of a person that you are, no matter how talented you are, sometimes that's not enough to get you places that you need to be. And that's why Sinners, like, I was crying right after, because I feel like anyone in the industry could really resonate with it. And it also showed that what you have to give negativity permission to be inside, and as long as you don't invite it in, you'll be okay and safe. So that's why I really resonated with Sinners, and I thought it was so beautiful. I thought it was done so beautifully, and I'm just really proud of everyone who was a part of it. And I even cried when he was singing in the bar, and you see all the different, you know, the history, all of the ancestors that came before us, that he wouldn't have been there.
All right, that's enough. I thought she was about to be talking about some Illuminati shit. I'm about to fall asleep. I thought she was about to be spilling tea like, yeah, because behind the scenes, Jay-Z and Beyonce be, girl. Not off. We asked for a review, shit. Spill some tea. Sorry. I ain't got no chill. I'm sorry. That was, whew. Damn. Thought she was about to say something about the industry, like deep. Okay, all right, ma'am. All right, okay. And then she's about to go on for another 2 minutes. Absolutely not. Not on my watch. Nope. I'm thinking she about to spill some Illuminati Jay-Z tea, girl. All right, we get it. Yeah, no matter how hard you work, sometimes you're just never gonna be as big as Beyonce. We get it. Okay, thanks. Let me read some of these super chats. Y'all know I'm a mess. I ain't got no patience. Get to the point. Let's see here. Sable Bunny sends $9.99, says, hey T, happy to see you. Can't make it to your birthday, but I hope you have a great time. Reach out next time you're in NYC. I'm a foodie and I know some great spots. Best West Indian food is in the BK, Queens, and Brooklyn. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, and thank you for the super chat, love. Let's see here. 2Clarence47 says, hey T, don't forget when Post Malone touched that Diviet box and he had an emergency landing, an accident, a burglary. That doesn't seem suspicious. Yeah, I remember I did a whole video on him and that curse of the Diviet box. That was scary. He's lucky he like survived all that stuff that happened to him. Like for real. Let's see here. Bojangles Fried Cook is in the building. Send $4.99. Thank you so much. Sweet Tooth 83 says, hey T, my best friend in my head. I've been a tea sipper for years. Glad to be a member. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Lillian Dawa sent $4.99 says, hey T, this is my first live. Been watching you since I was 18. I'm now 27. Happy pre-birthday, pre-Liberian Independence Day, July 26th. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you for tapping in. Let's see here. Gigi sent $20, says I'm 26 and Love Island is way too freaked out for me. You are right, T. Oh, okay. So it's not just me being older, because I was just like, this is just too much. All the kissing and the freaking and the swapping and the 1 minute I'm with this person and you can't get with that person because I'm catching feelings. Love Island is very busy. But I just assume that's how y'all Gen Z people date nowadays. But it's been interesting to watch, to say the least. It has been interesting. So thank you for the super chat, love. Wavy Tay sent $19.99, says, hey, auntie, it's your favorite soldier checking in. People need to be careful about the things they speak because the tongue casts spells. Also beware of the people who claim to be of the light and work in darkness. Be safe, y'all. Thank you so much, Wavy. Thank you for the support and thanks for checking in, love. Let's see here. Stacy said these dating shows are an abomination. Ooh. Thank you for the super chat. Keyosha Henry sent $5, says Ace and Shelly met in New York way before they got on the show. I believe that's why they were always clicked up. Yeah, I did see them say that, which I thought was so ironic that they both met in New York randomly and then ended up on the show. But I did like Ace and Shelly together, though. I did like them together. T-Wolf156 says, much love, T. Just wanted to say you should see Temptation Island. If you think Love Island is bad, Temptation Island is a whole different level. What? See, I stayed away from all those island dating shows just because I didn't know what it was about. And then I'm noticing, like, now that I've watched Love Island, I'm getting more advertising for, like, other dating shows. And now there's, like, Love Island Villa, Love Island UK. I guess they do a bunch of different ones, too. So, I don't know, child. So, on Temptation Island, are they sleeping together? Because I was shocked when Huda and Jeremiah slept together. And then when Sierra and Nick slept together, I'm just like, oh, my gosh. Like, they don't even know each other like that. But, you know, y'all in hookup culture, I guess. Jalen says, the editing did Shelly, Ace, and Olandria dirty. Thank you for the super chat. Let's see here. Brianna said, Ace voted Jeremiah because Nick wanted Adrina. I think I'm saying her name wrong. Adrina. Okay. I still think Ace was hating on Jeremiah, though, because it just didn't make sense how he kept complaining about Jeremiah being hooked up with Huda when he was doing the same thing with Shelly. So I feel like there was some low-key shade being thrown. Let's see here. Marte says, hey, beautiful, I'm moving to Minnesota. Nervous for the move. It's hard to find a place, but I love you and I hope to meet you one day. That's what's up. Well, welcome to Minnesota. Definitely gonna like it up here. It's different. I don't know where you're moving from, but just good luck with your move and everything. And I hope you settle in nicely. JP says, Team Mika Olandria is a class act and beautiful. As the eldest daughter, they had to put everyone above myself. I can really see myself in her. I agree. Let's see here. Adelaide says, shout out to the Tea Sippers. Thanks for this live. On board and currently waiting in Miami airport, traveling to Kingston, Jamaica from the UK. That's what's up. Well, have a safe trip and have a good time. I'm in Jamaica. Mandarin91 says, hey, team, missed you. Missed you too, sis. Thank you for tapping in. Let's see here. Rage Blaze sent $9.99, says, hey, T, I hope all is well. I just joined the live, but can we get a Jackie Christie versus Clarissa Shields? My money is on Jackie. Did you see the way she punched Chantel? Yeah, we talked about that earlier. I don't think Jackie can beat Clarissa Shields, but I think she would definitely give Clarissa a run for her money. Yeah, that whole Chantel situation was crazy. It was. Let's see here. Danny J. Will sent $10, says Tiny Violin. Thank you so much for the super chat. Queen Tulsa Show says you're wearing that dress, Queen. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Sin Kawali sent 1999 says, hey T, just wanted to say thank you for your videos and lives. Appreciate your hard work. Also, when you have a chance, look into the geopolitical conflict between the U.S. and China with the new port in Peru. Hugs and kisses. Thank you for that geopolitical tea. I would definitely check that out. So I appreciate you, sis. Let's see here. Isaiah Video says, does Haley's message apply to her sister who busted it wide open instead of making quality music? Ooh. Okay. The shade. Kayla L. sent 10 says, girl, Temptation Island is worse. Couples go on that show and people try to break them up. This dude had a threesome on the show with random chicks and the girl took him back. Yeah, I've never watched Temptation Island. Okay, now y'all got me wanting to see what that's about. I might have to check that out. That's crazy. Yeah, because Love Island, that had me shook. So I might have to check out Temptation Island. Blair Mason sent 199 says, hey, T, today's my birthday, Leo gang. Happy birthday to you. Gang, gang. Thank you for tapping in. So, okay, so before I go, we got to talk about, let me see, the Mika Collasia situation. Masika was going off on Instagram.
I said this when he first came.
Ooh. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Oh, yeah, and we still got to talk about one more reality TV show, too. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this first, and we'll talk about Mika Collasia. So we got to talk about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Because I was also binge watching this, too, to catch up. So we're on the reunion. Shamia and Portia are clearly not friends. And I said this earlier in the season, that I felt like there was something going on with their friendship. And I felt like Portia was not being a good friend to Shamia. Like, she was late to Shamia's birthday party. She was acting kind of funny, especially when Shamia was playing her music and Portia was acting like she didn't know who that was singing. Well, now they're doing the second reunion and they're talking about where the relationship stands now. So we're going to go ahead and watch this really quick here. And it's sad because, once again, reality television is ruining relationships. So, Portia Williams.
What is the current status of your friendship today?
There isn't.
Yeah,
there isn't any communication. I could have gotten over whatever happened during the season, but it was the live recent smear campaign that I didn't like, and the lies that were told in these recent interviews. You went on Candy's show and said that I did not congratulate you. She finally had to say, well, did she call you? And you said, well, she called. Then you went on to the Breakfast Club and said that you only had one wedding.
I did only have one wedding.
Which that is also a lie.
Okay.
And when Britt came and told me all of this, I didn't go ballistic just because some of it could have been true. I said, you know what? The grace that I wish I was extended, I'm extending it. Whatever reason she feels comfortable enough to talk about me, it is what it is. But I do have to clear some of my name, because when you came on the show and your plan to sabotage me and use the fans.
My plan to sabotage
I'm sorry, let me
you?
finish.
That's wild.
It was a scheme and a plan.
Oh, wow.
Hold on.
Okay.
To use what the fans knew about me over the years. Of course the fans knew that I didn't come to your wedding, right?
Right.
Because
so why
they
would that
remember,
be tea?
hold on, they remember me coming to your bridal shower and you sitting in front of Candy and Carmen and laughing about my medical reason why I didn't come.
You told me you couldn't come because you had a medical condition.
It's not the flight. Bottom line is you're not coming.
Well, she can't sit on a plane that long with her legs down. They used to be in up all the time.
I can't with you.
And that is true. Two things can be true, Shamia.
All right, see.
Portia,
the medical, the one where she couldn't sit in the back
I
of the
don't
plane?
need you to laugh about that. I have actually turned around planes. I've turned around planes having that,
on the back of the
diagnosis.
plane. That's all I'm asking. I think it was.
All right.
Child, okay. So Shamia and Portia are no longer friends. I'm not surprised. I did not feel any type of connection with them as the episodes went on. I felt like I don't know. Like I like Shamia. I'm a fan of Shamia, but I felt like, you know, during certain parts she was being messy. I think there was a lot of gossiping and talking behind each other's backs, especially being that they had been friends since they were 13. I feel like part of it, there's some underlying jealousy on both parts. I feel like there's some underlying jealousy with Portia because Portia feels a way that Shamia has the life that Portia wanted. Shamia has the extremely rich African husband. Shamia wants for nothing. Portia tried to have the same thing, but Simon was obviously fool's gold. Then I feel like Shamia is jealous of Portia because Portia got on this show and she was really able to like blow up on the show, create all types of brands for herself. She ended up on Dish Network. Portia really elevated because of Real Housewives of Atlanta. And I think Shamia has never really gotten her big break. Because I didn't know Shamia I knew that she was like a cheerleader. She was a dancer. I didn't know that Shamia was a singer and she did all that artistic stuff. And I think coming onto the show, Shamia is using this show to like platform her like hopes, dreams, and aspirations, which is in the music industry. Because I mean, she did like a whole talent showcase, singing on stage. She's always singing when they're doing like the confessionals. It's like she wants everybody to know that she's a singer. She's dropping music and stuff like that. So I think that they both kind of came onto the show with like different intentions. And unfortunately, the show once again helped to ruin their friendship. There was already cracks in the friendship, but now you could see it even more. I don't think that Portia necessarily wanted Shamia on the show because she didn't want her friend. Because Shamia is really known on the show because of Portia. She was always a friend of Portia. And then Shamia got to know Candy and some of the other girls. So you would see Shamia on the show like throughout the years, like in different scenes. But for her to get a peach, I think that did kind of bother Portia. I don't think Portia necessarily wanted Shamia to get a peach. I feel that way. And I feel like Shamia was also being messy in certain instances, the things that she would say about Portia to the other girls, because again, she's trying to solidify her spot on the show. So, reality TV strikes again. Yeah, now Shamia is on the radio though in Atlanta. I forgot about that, like with Big Tig, I believe. So she is doing her thing, out there. But I think, a lot of people in Atlanta, of course, know Shamia. But I'm talking about outside of Atlanta, the Real Housewives TV show is what's going to make her more globally known. Yes, she's an Atlanta elite, but people who are not in Atlanta, they don't know that. A lot of people just know her from popping in and out of the Real Housewives over the years as Portia's friend. Because like I said, even for me watching the show, I found out more about Shamia watching the show, about all her talents, But I don't know, it's just sad, especially being that they've been friends for so long. Their daughters are kind of being raised like friends / cousins. So it's just sad to like see that their friendship is in this position. And it seems like that happens all the time with reality television. I mean, we watched this same thing with SWV and Escape. If you guys remember, they were all real cool. The sisters were cool, Tamika and Tasha, and reality television ended up really destroying their relationship, unfortunately. So it's sad to watch. Yeah, I felt like there's like a little bit of jealousy on both sides. A lot of people are saying like, Portia is the only one jealous, but I think it's on both sides. I think Shamia likes, because Portia is more known globally, whereas Shamia is more known locally, like in the Atlanta scene. Portia is known more globally. She just is, because of Real Housewives. Real Housewives really helped to elevate her status. Before Real Housewives, I've never heard of Portia Williams. So I think that the show has definitely helped to elevate her. And maybe she feels a way, like she doesn't want the show to elevate Shamia because Shamia also has a lot of talent that comes with her. The dancing, the singing, the acting, things like that. So, yeah, it's a tricky situation. Yeah, definitely LA says egos got involved. I definitely agree. Mandy says Shamia can go. You didn't like her on the show? Bronick says Portia started acting weird towards her in season 9 when Portia was beefing with Candy and Phaedra. Mandy says admitting to an alliance, then lying and confusing yourself was just too much. Who does that? Yeah, it's going to be, like I said, I don't know. I'm sure they might bring Shamia back, next season. But especially now that they're beefing and not, they need some type of conflict on there to keep the show going. But it is still sad. But when Portia came to her birthday party late, that kind of told me a lot before we even got into the season. I'm like, the fact that she came hours late and then the fact that she was acting like she didn't know that was Shamia singing. I felt like there was a lot of like underlying stuff. It's like Portia kept trying to downplay Shamia and I didn't understand why, like, what that was about. But it's like she kept trying to downplay her almost to make it seem like she was up here and Shamia was down here. And then I also didn't like the way Portia kept trying to make Drew her storyline and kept going off on Drew about Drew being with Dennis when that wasn't even a thing. But she did apologize to Drew during the reunion, which was good. So, I appreciate Portia doing that. Portia's definitely known worldwide. I mean, she's been on the show for years. Yeah, Portia's definitely known. Stephanie says the Real Housewives needs to be recasted. So y'all don't like the new girls that are on there? I like the short lady. She's funny. She don't care what comes out her mouth. The other one, I think, is that Brandy? Kelly's the short one. I like Kelly. The one that Kenya put on blast, she don't really have a storyline to me. And then Charles Oakley, his wife, he looks like he don't want to be married. He just acts like he don't want to be bothered with her, and I hate that. Like, even on their wedding anniversary, like, he didn't call her, he didn't check in. It's like he don't want to be bothered with her at all, and I hate that for her. Britt, that's her name, Britt Edie. Thank you, that's her name, Britt. Yeah, she was kind of growing on me a little bit, but I don't know. I don't know how to read her. I don't know. But yeah, Angela. I like Angela, but I also think, like, if she stays on the show, it might be the end of her marriage. Because Charles is not having it. He don't want to have nothing to do with this show. It's like he does not want to be bothered at all. So she might have to choose her marriage or this show, to be honest with you. But I do like Kelly. I like Kelly. She's funny. Okay, so let me go ahead and pull up the last video here. Because I've been on here for over 2 hours, child. What time is this? Ooh, 6:13. So let's go ahead and watch this video of Masika going off. Masika is upset at black women and gay men. She's saying that y'all keep accusing her of bleaching her skin, and she's not bleaching her skin. And she also believes in, like, reverse colorism as well. So we're going to go ahead and watch this video here of Masika going off, child. All right.
Black women and gay men that hate themselves that come on here and tell me about surgeries I've never had. Like, I can't make a post with my kid without, oh, she's bleaching, she used to be brown. I was never brown. I be trying to tan. Like, I be laying out trying to tan and be golden. You don't fuck with perfection, baby. God did his big one with me. Now, listen, I'm not saying I would never have surgery, nor I am condemning anyone that has had surgery, because if I ever need it, baby, I'm going straight to Kris Jenner's doctor, because that bitch look great. Okay? But I don't need it. I've been this same color since I was fucking born. I'm actually tan right now because it's the summertime. It's so disgusting because it's black women, and it's only black women and Darker black women talking about, oh, why don't she love her color? She should embrace her real color. Y'all want me in blackface. So why do you want me to be a color I'm not? But I can never talk about it because I'm light skinned. And then, well, y'all say I'm trying to be light skinned. How do you try to be the color God made you? But someone that's not dark skinned can never talk about women that are dark skinned, dogging them for being light skinned and telling them that they're not light skinned. It's stupid. I love the color God made me. I don't care. I don't fucking care. You ever fucking saw me, you would pass out and die begging for a fucking fan picture? Like, do you not feel stupid that you gotta try to think that I'm beautiful because I've had surgeries that I haven't had? Does that make you prettier? It won't. And it don't. And it never will. Darker black women talk.
Masika over here going off, honey. But she's always going off on, she got into it with somebody about a year ago about the whole reverse colorism and, you know, how she's not allowed to talk about, you know, the trials and tribulations of light-skinned women and whatever else. Now, I will say this. I have met Masika in real life. Masika is gorgeous, though. She's very pretty. But Masika's never been brown-skinned. She's a light-skinned girl. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, either one or both of her parents are mixed. So she's never been a brown-skinned girl. I think what it is she's tanned, and so she might have looked darker on television. But every time I've seen her, she's always looked light-skinned. You know, so it's a shame. You know, it's like no matter what people do and say, people are going to have their opinions on social media. The thing is, if you don't care, then why even address it? She said that she's had no plastic surgery. You know, I don't know. I really don't care. You know, it's her business. But the obsession with people and how they pick people apart on social media does need to be studied. It is very, very strange. I get why she can get frustrated about it, because it's like no matter what, somebody's going to have something to say about something. You know, your skin tone, if you bleach, don't bleach, too dark, too light, you know, everything else. If you don't have surgery, if you do have surgery, it's always something, right? I had somebody leave a comment like, oh, you need to cover up your chest because you have stretch marks. No. But then in the same breath, if I had big breast implants, y'all would talk shit about that. In the same breath, if I photoshopped pictures and got rid of stuff, y'all would talk about it. So it's like you can't win. You know, you show yourself natural, people want to say it's not natural. Then you go get your body done, then people clown you for that. If you're too dark, it's an issue. If you're too light, it's an issue. So it's social media. I don't think it's black women and gay men. It's just social media. People are always going to pick you apart. People are always going to have something to say. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You just got to deal with it. And it's like, for me, I'm not about to sit here. The person was like, I can see your stretch marks. Who gives a fuck? Your baby daddy would still suck on them. I'm just kidding. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not about to sit here and put a bunch of makeup on my chest to, like, for what? You know what I'm saying? It's natural. People have stretch marks. You know, it is shit. I've had kids. You know, but then again, if I was to sit here and remove every blemish and, you know, do everything, then it's an issue. If I was to sit here and get Botox, and because Joe Budden was talking about that the other day, how like a lot of women now, they can't even laugh or express themselves, and then that's an issue. So at the end of the day, people are always going to have something to say, child. You can't, the trolls are going to troll. Let them troll shit. You know what I'm saying? You're going to see my stretch marks, my mosquito bites, and whatever else. Because I just post my pictures, and what you see is what you get. I don't give two shits. My legs be bit up because I live in Minnesota. You got mosquito bites. I sure do. I'm human. My blood is sweet. I'm not about to go in and Photoshop fucking mosquito bites. I don't care that much. You know what I'm saying? So you'll always have people who have things to say. You know, it just is what it is. You know, again, Are there people who make fun of light-skinned people and going on light-skinned people? Of course. You know what I'm saying? That'd be disingenuous to act like, light-skinned people don't get picked on or, belittled or talked down to. It definitely does happen. But that's not what you would necessarily consider colorism. I guess maybe you could say reverse colorism, but when we think about colorism, we're thinking about dark-skinned women, dark-skinned men, dark-skinned people, not getting opportunities based on their skin tone. That's a lot different than somebody saying, oh, you're light-skinned, you think you're all that. That's not necessarily going to stop you from getting a job or getting, picked for, for something, right? Especially if you're talking about Hollywood, you're talking about the industry. That's not really going to affect you as much if it's a dark-skinned person. And I think that's the issue, is that Masika kind of conflates both issues, and she turns this into because she got into, I forgot what was the rapper she went back and forth with a year ago. Oh, not even, 2023. It's about a year ago. And so every time she goes on these rants, she kind of says the same thing. Mika Collasia faces backlash for claiming reverse colorism 100% exists. Says she stands by her statement. So she tends to fall on that a lot. This was the girl she was going back and forth with, this rapper here, Mona Leo. So they were asking her about colorism in this clip here. And so Masika came on and she was speaking on it. And so she says reverse colorism is 100% exists. Saying that it doesn't exist is actually proof that it does. Then she says, stupid shit like this is why no one takes dark-skinned women seriously. No one was fucking bullied because they were light-skinned. I have seen it in real time how fair-skinned women were legitimate bullies and no one batted an eyelash. Masika says, see how you just invalidated every single light-skinned black woman's experience on earth because you as one person just made a ridiculous statement. It blows me how anyone can say no one was ever blah, blah, blah. So you're omnipresent, clairvoyant, and can speak for everyone. Then she goes, I don't give a fuck about your toes. It's not a thing for you, and arguing about it is literally creating even more light-skinned versus dark-skinned bullshit. When we're all black women, period. This is ignorance that I'm talking about. It exists within you, Pooh. So she's always having these reverse racism battles. That's Masika. She gonna pull that reverse racism card. She gonna come in and be like, I've always been light-skinned and y'all just hate light-skinned women. That's what Masika gonna do. But Masika has never been brown skinned. I don't know why people are coming at her like she's never been as dark as me. She's always been light skinned. I believe, like I said, either one or both of her parents are mixed, if I'm not mistaken. But she shouldn't care that much. Like, to even address the whole situation and to say that, it's only black women and gay men coming at her like that. Just say it's the trolls, because it's not everybody coming at you like that. But again, with a lot of these celebrities, they'll only address the haters. They'll never address the thousands of positive comments, the thousands of positive people who praise them and tell her that she's beautiful and everything else. It's always, the two trolls in the comments who then somehow reflect everybody. So I just always thought that was crazy. Somebody says they call it shadeism. I like that. Shadeism. That's different. Ha says she's always going to bring it up. Yeah. But again, like I said, people can be picked on regardless of their skin tone, right? It's not okay to just dismiss somebody and be like, well, because you're light, you didn't go through it or you weren't made fun of. They were just made fun of in a different way. But when people talk about colorism, you're talking about something that is preventing somebody from, systemically. And a lot of times that happens to darker skinned people in a systemic way, that it doesn't happen to lighter skinned people. Again, they might be bullied, they might be made fun of, not dismissing that, but it's going to be very rare that if a light-skinned girl and a dark-skinned girl grow up for the same role, that the light-skinned girl is going to be discriminated against, especially in Hollywood. We all know Hollywood has a big issue with colorism. So, and I think that's where she loses people, when she acts like it's the same exact thing. Bullying, yes, but not the whole systemic part of it. Sierra says we need to stop judging each other based on skin tone. It's 2025. I agree wholeheartedly. Like, I am over the light skin, dark skin, colorism debates. Like, you know, at some point in time, we do have to move forward and understand that at the end of the day, like I always say, nobody can help their skin tone, how they were born, light, dark, and everything in between. You know, we're how God made us. And you just have to accept yourself and love yourself in spite of whatever part of the spectrum you're on, you know? So I definitely agree with that. Loki says, thank you, T, for clearing that up. Yeah. You're welcome. But yeah, I don't believe she's bleaching her skin. You know, and that's the thing. Like, people, that's like everybody's go-to. And people need to understand that lighting affects everything. Like, y'all just seen the sunlight was here beaming on my chest. My chest looked white at one point. That's like, let me go ahead and turn, you know, because it was like, it had my colors looking crazy. Lighting changes stuff. Like, sometimes there'll be more light in the room, and then you'll see a moron in the comment like, lovely T's bleaching her skin. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Because there happens to be more light because that window's open and there's more light in here. You know, so like, I don't know why that's everybody's go-to, because you see somebody a shade lighter or they look different, you know, under a different light, you know, you meeting somebody in the club versus outdoors, and then your first go-to is that they're bleaching their skin. Like that, I get tired of the people who are constantly accusing people of bleaching their skin in the comments. It's stupid at this point. It's getting old. I mean, there are some celebrities who bleach their skin and that's their business. I don't care. But it seems like that's like the go-to for people to like, to just say. It's strange. It's like, it's never lighting. It's never, you know, the camera. It's just, you're bleaching your skin. It's like, oh, really? Oh, okay. And then when people see it, it's like, oh, you didn't bleach your skin. No, I didn't. It's called lighting. Yeah, it's crazy. And especially if you're dark skinned, don't be like 2 shades lighter. You're automatically bleaching your skin. You hate yourself. It's insane. It is insane. Yeah. Sagittarius Beauty says, exactly, not everybody is bleaching. Some people are just light skinned. Exactly. That's how sad that is. Yeah, and then, yeah, filters too. Sunny. Yep. Some, you know, people use filters, and filters can also change your skin tone as well. And a lot of the filters gear more towards like, you know, lighter, you know, especially on Snapchat. So that is true too. But again, y'all didn't see me in the sun. Y'all didn't see me at the Diddy trial, sun, no filters, you know what I'm saying, outside of my office. So it's like, what you see is what you get. I don't have enough, you know, care or energy to sit and, you know, try to exude perfection to people. You know what I mean? Shit, y'all are lucky I do my eyebrows, truth be told. That's the most you'll get. Y'all look, I do my eyebrows. Shit. I'm like, oh God, I gotta get this on perfect. But like, other than that, I don't care. It's not that serious to me. Be yourself. Do what makes you happy. Let me see here. Yvonne720 says, hey T, I turned 38 July 20th. Anytime you go live around my birthday, I always consider it a gift. Shout out to all my cancers. That's awesome. Happy belated birthday to you. I hope you enjoyed your birthday. Shout out to the cancers. My brother's a cancer too, so his was on the 16th. Let's see here. Hey, Mimi says, T, go down the Donna Bridges rabbit hole. She is Rachel Dolezal in reverse. I ain't never heard of Donna Bridges. Hold up. Who's Donna Bridges? Let me look here. Donna Bridges. She's a motivational speaker. She bleached her skin and got plastic surgery and now claims to be white. What? Oh. This is a black woman? Hold on. Reddit is talking about her. This used to be a black lady? Hold on. I ain't never heard of this person. So Reddit is saying, y'all, I need someone to talk about this. First, she used to be a beautiful black woman. Now she lies and says she's not. Second question of the day, she obviously lies and makes up the most. Is there, let me see if I can find before and after pictures of her. Wait, what? Hold on. I'm trying to find the video. What the hell? What the heliante? Okay, hold up. I need somebody to explain this because I don't know who this woman is. I'm trying to find the right video.
Hello everyone, it's
Okay, hold on. Let me share my screen. Hold on, y'all. This is crazy. Okay. Let me pull it up on my TikTok screen.
Donna Briggs, and today is Say Sunday, day 25 of the Choose Success and Live in Abundance Challenge. Hope you're having a spectacular day so far. I know that you are, because you woke up this morning, you said, thank you, God, for waking me up, keeping me safe, keeping all harm and danger away from me.
I said it. Donna said it. A black woman said it.
Well,
I didn't say it.
Well, like I said,
I was thinking it,
the
but I didn't say
entertainment
it.
industry wants you to be a hoe.
They want
That's
to
what
be
they
a hoe.
want.
Hello everyone, it's Donna Briggs, and today
Well, she
is
still
Say
has like
Sunday.
a black woman's voice. Let me see.
You see this white lady up here? You see her? Yeah, she's black. She's probably gonna hate me for saying this and getting this viral because I know how y'all are. She's black. Yeah, her name's Donna Briggs.
He got background music.
Bro, this is Donna Briggs back in 2015, and this is her now. You cannot tell me that this is for real. And you cannot tell me that doctors can do this. This should be illegal. Like, what? She was dropped dead gorgeous back then. Like, look.
I said it. Donna
You said it.
it.
A black woman said it.
Well,
I didn't say it.
Well, like I said,
I was thinking it,
the
but I didn't say
entertainment
it.
industry wants you to be a hoe.
They want
That's
to
what
be
they
a hoe.
want. Less than desirable
what
baby for
did she
having
do?
your
What did she-
baby out of wedlock with America.
Okay. That's enough internet for me today. I've never heard of this lady. That is crazy. Wow. Well, good luck to her and her, her passing journey. I mean, what is she trying to do? Like, what is the point of this? Is she trying to, like, pass for white? Is she... Because the first video was saying that it wasn't real, that she just used to tan, and that's what she looks like for real without the tan. Yeah. That's insane. I'm going to have to, like, dig more into that. So, thank you, Hey Mimi. That is too funny. Okay, so Victoria says, Martina Big was a German woman who turned black. I remember that she had, like, all that melanin injected into her skin. Yeah. I remember seeing her. But I never heard of this other lady, though, so that was crazy. Let's see here. Nita Harris says, hey, T, just wanted to say happy hump day and blessings to you and all the supporters. I enjoyed the last Zoom and also cleaning my circle. Pray for me. Amen. And good luck to that. Continue to clean out your circle. Keep your circle tight. You know what I'm saying? Keep all those monitoring spirits away from you. So thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. So, y'all, I have been on here for 2 hours and 40 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and get ready to log out. But this has been a great live stream. I'm glad I was able to come back on and kick off Leo season. I have some more content for sure coming out this week. Like I said, I'm working on those before and after videos about, you know, dating and stuff like that. So I'll have that hopefully by like the end of the week together for y'all. But thank you guys so much. And once again, don't forget, if you're going to come to the Leo Bash, all the information has been posted. So I will see you guys in August. All right, you guys. Everybody have a good night.